Not very good. I'm going to simulcast here. We're going to try the simulcast.
Oh, okay.
So just let me go live. Let's see. Wait a second. Wait a second here. You can talk about whatever you want.
No, I have nothing but anger and rage as well. So I'm kind of curious why you're not doing well. Maybe those are better reasons I'm not doing well. Because I woke up this morning great, and the world whipped its many dicks out and tried to fuck me in the ass. And they're small dicks, not big dicks. They're small dicks, annoying mosquito dicks that you want to bat away, but they're still there. It's like, why do I live in a world of mosquito dicks?
Yeah, I heard something about mosquito dicks. I'm just looking here. Would you? It'll be fine. It should be fine. It should be fine. There's no information on it, so it should be okay.
So what do? You piggyback off of this, and
I'm gonna go live.
Yeah.
And I've already scheduled the event on my channel, so it will be simulcast on Black Brigade.
Oh boy.
So let's just confirm and go live and see if this works.
Are we officially a syndicate now? Isn't that what a syndicate was back in the day? It's like syndicated on the blackbrigade.org.
Yeah, syndicated on the blackbrigade.org. So I'm not going to do an intro. It should be going now. Let me just check and see. We'll click on the link here.
Isn't this nice that between you and me, we're going to save 2 hours of time because we're simulcasting?
Simulcast.
Yeah,
exactly.
simulcast.
So we'll see. That's because that's doing that. Let's see if talking. Let's see. Try talking right now.
Chicky, chicky, boom, boom, chicky, chicky, boom. All right.
There we go. Cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
All right. Cool.
Okay, now it's simulcasting. So, and I can switch to whatever screen I want on my simulcast, and your voice still comes through. But we'll show your pretty little face.
We'll see.
So yes, this is your wake up call with DT. For September 8th, 2020. Simulcast with Aaron Clary, assholeconsulting.com.
Let's look on the positive side of thing. I had a long, lengthy consultation I did today, so I made my money. And now we're successfully simulcasting, right? So whatever problems we had that already this morning, like I woke up, there was a dick in my face. And,
did you have the same dick in your face as I had in my face?
No, I had many small dicks in my face. And I'm curious as to what your dicks in your face were this morning, because it's even earlier out there. I'm kind of curious. Was it the school? What was it?
Well, did you have anything white? Was it white?
No. I heard about that though.
It's white here.
Yes,
in the Black Hills, we got snow.
The Black Calamity Jane, who lives in Gillette, she took a picture of snow yesterday. I was like, oh, you guys got snow. Oh, okay.
So I don't think you can hear this. I'll play a sounder. Yeah, you can't hear that.
Can't hear it. Nope.
I'm playing the loser sounder right there. Because
it'll
loser. Yeah, loser. It's snowed here. So yes, Aaron Clary, live streaming viewers, if you could just be so kind and head on and type in Black Brigade into YouTube search. Black Brigade. There will be a channel with a smiley face. Click on it and hit subscribe. I'm just trying to hit the 1,000 subscribers. You don't have to listen to me ever again. Just hit the fucking subscribe.
I got a question. What happened? Was there a convention of podcasters not Aaron Clary? Did you all decide to start monetizing shit now? What happened?
This was your idea.
Were you were all Stefan Molyneux acting like, we don't take no money. Why God, we're not whores.
Did you talk to them too?
Well, the Masculine Geek finally got off their ass. Like, we got a different.
Was it your idea?
My idea is a very simple idea, and it's been an idea embedded in human mind since forever. It's called make fucking money. And everybody seemed to throw up their excuses, like women throwing up excuses not to go on dates with good men. Like, we can't because of this, that, and the other reason. But I'm happy to see now everybody's starting to put ads in front of their YouTube videos because YouTube demonetized them, or they're unlikely to be monetized. They're starting to get sponsors. We're all aiming for 1,000 so we could do super chats. It's good to see 4, 5, 10 years later, people are getting on the Cappy train of let's go make some fucking dough. It's great.
No, I mean, after that, this was literally your idea. You called me up and you said, hey, DT, why don't you live stream? Okay. And
Oh,
I
yeah,
can get
yeah.
you, and I can send people your way so you have 1,000 subscribers, so
Right,
you can
yes.
so you can monetize. Okay, that sounds okay. So this was
So
literally your idea, not
this
just
is
the
my
idea in the abstract of making money,
I
but
thought
literally. So your listeners, please type in Black Brigade. You won't miss a fucking word of this. It's simulcasting right now. Type in Black Brigade, go on the channel, hit subscribe. You never have to listen to me again. That's fine. I don't care.
okay. You've
I'm
done
just
enough.
trying to satisfy Aaron Clary's idea here.
Have you ever driven on Hennepin around 3 a.m. Hennepin Avenue?
Does it? No.
No. Okay.
No.
You've prostituted yourself enough now compared to the women
Okay.
on that street.
Well, I might have to say it every, how many listeners do you got?
I'll get them all. 40. Sometimes if we do a good thing, we're not just prostituting ourselves on the street of Hennepin Avenue. We can get up to 300 people tuning into a podcast.
Well, yeah, the yellow dots on this one will be me prostituting myself, right? You'll just go in afterwards and you'll say, "Oh, here's the ad every 15 minutes."
So is that why you were upset? Is because of the snow?
Well, the snow was one. I mean, have you ever gone to the first day of school in your life and have there be snow on the ground for the first day of school?
No, that's a good point. I've never had that happen. You're right.
So this was the first day of school for my kids.
Oh, poor kids.
And it's the first day of middle school for my youngest. And so she's already, nervous as it is, and they weren't able to have orientation or any of that kind of stuff because of COVID. So you got all these poor little kids showing up for the first time to middle school, and there's snow on the ground. They're wearing winter hats. It's just so it's just a total freak storm came through. And then it's just, first day of school, trying to help the kids. And then, other various reasons, it's not been a very good morning, but the tea is good. The coffee's good. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Yeah.
And the good thing is you're kind of like the self-employed stay-at-home dad. So if there's a problem, you can go get them. It's I'm not worried about Bert and Ernie. And I hate to say this, I hate to pay you a compliment because they have good parents. That even though you show them horror flicks at the age of 4, they're like, yay, gore and violence and blood at the age of 5. Are they excited it's Halloween? Are they getting ramped up because Halloween decorations are starting to come out?
Well, see, I said, I'm ready to put up Halloween decorations. And my kids were like, that's too early. Don't do it. It's too early. So I'll wait till October. I got a couple owls up. I went to Masktards, which it's not Menards anymore. It's Masktards.
Okay.
You have to wear masks at Menards now. So they are totally ballless. So it's Masktards now. And I picked up a couple owls, a couple stuffed kind of cartoon stuffed animal owls that are decorations because my oldest loves owls. So that's a stay-at-home dad. You find out what your kids like and you stick with it. Apparently she's not owls anymore. She's foxes, but I remember owls, so I bought owls.
What, you remember the owl stage, and now we've moved to foxes.
Yes, now we've moved to foxes, yeah.
Which one is that, the younger or the elder?
The eldest, yeah. She's also into anime, which you would like. We need to watch Bebop, whatever, the Cowboy Bebop. Yeah. That. Are you okay? That's not gore and disgust. I mean, there's there's some talent involved in that one. It's not your average John Carpenter film where it's like, creepy things and Kurt Russell equals I've never
movie.
Seen it.
You've never seen Cowboy Bebop?
Nope. So I was going to watch that with my oldest. And maybe, what's the other one? Vampire Hunter D. Is that one good?
No. Well, okay. Yeah.
For us?
For your weirdo, freakishly perfectly okay with gore family, sure. Vampire Hunter D is all right. Yeah, Cowboy Bebop. You could just start with the movie, although you won't be introduced to all the characters at first. So maybe you should watch half of it, and once they meet Ed, the girl programmer, then you can watch the movie, because then you'll understand the characters and the personalities, and you'll really
see. Here's the thing about us, Aaron. We're patient. We don't need we could watch the whole series and then watch the movie, and that would be fine because we're patient. We don't.
Are you saying
move right on? Move around. Oh, okay. Now that you understand the characters, go to the movie. Do you watch the whole season of Firefly before watching Serenity?
No, because did the movie come out after Firefly was done? Wasn't Serenity after the whole series was done?
Yeah.
Well, then how? Well,
You should watch the whole series.
I did watch the whole series.
Yeah.
It's great.
Would you recommend watching the whole series to watch Serenity?
Well, yeah, but you got to, as long as you got the character development in, once you know all then you could go to Serenity. Okay. Is there somewhere in the timeline that Serenity occurs? Because it's with the Reavers and everything.
No, Serenity is a direct sequel of the canceled show. So it's
okay. So it's at the end.
It's long enough. It's long enough afterwards for a few changes to have made. You know, Book was on a different planet, and Anara had left the ship, and so things had happened. But it's a direct sequel to the show. Yes. No.
Speaking of patience, guess what should be happening today?
What should be happening today?
This is germane to you.
What?
There should be earth moving equipment on my property today.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
That's today. Now, guess what your mission is?
I'm not going to mow today.
No, you're not going to know.
Snow mow.
Hey, I saved a lot of money by all this heat wave, and then the snow comes in, and I don't have to have you. But your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to go down to Hermosa and go drive by my property and see if what people said is going to happen happens. Today. Yes, it should happen. It
might not just because of the snow.
Earth moving, digging holes. It's not a permafrost hasn't been made yet.
No. But they just might make that excuse. They might say, well, we don't want to get our equipment muddy.
Yeah, we don't want to get our equipment dirty. We don't want our dirt moving equipment to get dirty.
Right, exactly.
Because I'm not kidding, DT. I'm not kidding.
Oh, you're never kid. Well, sometimes you do.
Sometimes I am, but I'm on the precipice that, like, South Dakota is my last hope, not for America, but there's a culture or society that Cappy can belong to. Like, these are my peeps, or maybe not my peeps, just a community that will leave me alone, and I could expect certain things to get done. If this doesn't get done, I'm starting to think like, oh, okay. Well, if that's going to be because it's going to be winter pretty soon, if this isn't a hint already.
Right.
I'm like, okay, maybe this is just a spillover from Wyoming. And I might just sell the property and then go move out, and start looking overseas.
What? Yep. That's a big change.
That's a big change. Now I got to do reconnaissance, and this is no secret. I've told people that I'm going to reconnoiter Central Europe or Eastern Europe. I'm also going to check out Dubai, a couple other places.
So you mean you're going to build the house and then sell it?
No.
Okay.
No. How long have I been trying to build this fucking house?
Yeah. If it doesn't happen now when you're ready to roll,
I've had this property a full year now.
Yeah.
And it's like, we got to wait. Paperwork alone, fucking alone, took 2 months. And it's starting. Where does it take 2 months to get paperwork done, DT?
In real estate. I mean, real estate's a scam. You know that.
Okay.
Everything involving real estate's a scam.
I'm going to test your weirdo movie knowledge here, Mr. Weirdo Movie Man.
Sure.
Lord of the Rings. Okay, remember the movie? The actor that played Bilbo Baggins, the older guy. Okay, all right. He starred in a 70s movie about dystopian future. Do you remember this?
Starred?
Well, not starred. He was in it, though. He played a bureaucrat. He was all worried about this thing and these paperworks and these things getting filed. And it was all tubes. This was before the internet and digital. So everything was tubes and you had to send this thing. It was a dystopian future where everything was regulated. It was the name of a country.
In the 70s.
The name of this movie, maybe the early 80s, but the name of this movie is a country. Has a guy with his head blowing off the top.
I don't know that one. I don't think.
Brazil. Do you remember Brazil?
No, I've never seen Brazil.
You've never seen it. Okay, no. All right. It's an over-bureaucratic nightmare, and it's starting to remind me of this, where I'm supposed to be in a state that's free and capitalist and Americans. It's taking 2 months to get paperwork done.
People need their cut, man. They need their cut. It's a scam.
It's called communism. It's called overregulation. And it could just be people don't got their shit together. Now, if it's going to take this, I had cash, I had the property owned outright, and the hurdles I had to get through just to build a house. Now I know building a house, we're not even at the, do you want this faucet or that faucet? Oh, we ran into a problem. We're just doing the fucking paperwork.
Yep, I know.
And now it's a year later.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, maybe I just, you
wouldn't, it's the same thing when somebody dies. Everybody needs their cut. Have you ever been through probate before?
No.
It's a nightmare. The lawyers, there's all these forms, there's all this process. You gotta, advertise in the paper so the creditors can make a claim to the estate, and it takes fucking forever. When my mom died, she didn't have any fucking money, and yet it took a year to go through probate after she died. Everybody gets their cut. Here's an example. Home warranty plans. They're a scam, right?
I don't know anything about, but okay, they're a scam. All right, fine.
Their home warranty plans are a scam. They basically, they say, you'll see the commercials on TV for those that still watch TV, like old DT, the old man DT here. But you'll see, it covered my my microwave, and it covered my fridge, and it covered this, and it covered that, and it covered everything. And the process is such that the people who actually fix your appliances will not deal with the home warranty companies, because they will not they won't get clearance to do the work or whatever. Well, how did home warranty plans start? You know how they started? Fucking realtors attach them to the sale of the house and it helps sell houses. That's all it is. It's a fucking scam. All it does is give people the confidence to sign on all the many and sundry paperwork to buy a property. Oh, my appliances are covered. No, actually, they're not. So it's a total scam.
Well, it's akin more like, I'd say, it's not necessarily a scam, but I'd say it's akin more like the healthcare, where doctors are saying, we're not taking insurance. There's a handful of doctors like, I only do cash. I'm not dealing with the insurance, the paperwork. I got to hire a secretary or a clerk to deal with all that crap. I'm only doing cash. And it's with my personality and my lifestyle, I'm starting to get to this point where it's like, it was a nice dream. Well, you've been in the property. It's a nice property, right? I got a nice view and everything. You could see Cappy. I dared. Here's my problem. I dared to dream. I dared to have hope. I dared to look through the glass and think I could buy all that candy. And it's like, oh, but the candy is plastic. Ha, 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 ha. It was never there. Ha, 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 ha. And so it's getting to the red line now where it's like, all right, it's shit or get off the pot. And as much as I'd love to be in South Dakota, now admittedly, there's another reason, and that is all this protests and riots, and you don't have the right to defend yourself, and communism and all this, and just a bunch of cucks and pussy Republicans that don't do jack shit. I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe South Dakota's fine, but at the federal and national level, what are my national taxes? Are we going to have a national property tax? What's down the road? And I'm kind of thinking like, boy, it would have been nice. It would have been real nice. But now being the pest, because this happened to me before in the past, where the world was trying to tell me something, but I was too enamored with the dream. And not even necessarily the dream, like, no, this makes sense. It should be able to happen. I'm starting to like, the world is trying to tell me something.
I wouldn't say that
you ought to listen.
You had patience with this thing.
Yes,
I would say you've been out here multiple times trying to get things going, and it's with real estate, it's such a big purchase that everybody's got to have everything double checked, triple checked, to make sure that they're not going out on a limb and that you're just going to go, I don't have anybody, and the house is built or whatever. And so I think that's the looking at it from the benefit of the doubt standpoint, that it just is a big purchase. And so there's going to be a lot of hoops to jump through. But I got to tell you, man, the whole realtor thing is such a fucking scam.
I understand
anything
that.
dealing
with
a
scam. Yes,
got
it.
Yes.
Scam. Got it. Scam. Warranty.
Well,
scam,
I'm hoping there's some realtors
yes,
listening. I'm hoping there's some realtors listening.
I love my realtor.
She's
great. My realtor's great. She's wonderful. I understand they got to make their money. I have no begrudgment paying a commission because it saves me all this time. My complaint is not the realtors. It's the process.
Right. But they're a part of that process.
And they are part of that process. I get that. But it's let me give you a larger, I'll write an article about this, but we'll talk to you guys because not all of you guys want to read. The Ellen DeGeneres Show. Remember the chaos and the problems and the crisis they had there, right?
Yep.
Okay. Kansas University, KU, they had accepted some young guy who had some dealings with the Nick Fuentes show, I guess. And this guy was anti-immigrant or something politically correct. He said something, some 18-year-old idiot said something stupid on the internet that does not jive with the correct think of academia. And so Kansas University, somebody took this guy's post, send it to Kansas University. So let me ask you this, DT. Do 18-year-olds say stupid things on the internet?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So they screenshot whatever. They sent it to KU. KU posted, we have to investigate this serious accusation. And then it went, now they have like 3 guys from the football team saying, we're not going to play for Kansas University football if this is how you view minorities. And I'm not going to attend Kansas if you let a racist such and such in here. And The Ellen DeGeneres show, what, 3 people did something over the 20. You know that show's been on 20 years?
I didn't know it had been on 20 years, but I can believe it. I can believe it. Yeah.
Time flies when you're not having fun. Anyway,
right, exactly.
And it found out like there's 1,000 people employed over the history, you know, and it's a process. It's a machine, right? The Ellen DeGeneres show is a machine. It's a group of people, components and engines that produce a show.
Every day, every day,
right? Every day. Kansas University, it's a machine. It generates football. It generates victims. It generates indebted kids. Maybe it even educates people once in a while.
I see where you're going with this.
Okay, where am I going? I'd be very impressed if you.
Well, this should be a machine. The building of a house process should be a machine. It should be, tight. It should be low tolerances and humming along smoothly. We've done this many, 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 many times.
Right. And what happens if a bit of sand gets in there now?
Yeah, a monkey wrench in the machine, maybe?
Well, and let's talk about our monkey wrenches. In the case of the Ellen DeGeneres show, I got to ask, were these 3 guys, I don't know if they're guys or gals, there were 3 directors or whatever, they've been fired, I guess. Is what they did really crisis? Like, did someone rape somebody? Did someone grab somebody's boobs? Did someone grab somebody's crotch? I mean, and let's say somebody did grab somebody's boobs and crotch. Do we stop the presses and screw up everybody's employment, not to mention the enjoyment of the show of millions of predominantly women? And with Kansas University, some kid said something stupid on the internet.
Yeah.
You're now threatening the football season and kids are about to abandon. In other words, people, which is the unit of every society, are becoming so dysfunctional that large entities, large processes, large organizations are going to no longer be able to function.
Right.
And so whether it's putting on a show, educating kids, football, or just getting a bleeping house built, the individual units are becoming so dysfunctional and incompetent and overregulated. This may not even be the individual actor, but the government comes in. We have to do this regulation. Federal government comes in, regulates the banks. Like my builder's great. I love my builder. His hands are. Are we going to be able to produce anything soon? Because people are either offended and it's not that people are offended. It's that the powers that be will stop the presses. Oh my gosh, there's been a sexual harassment assault case. Okay. Find that guy or find that gal and get them out of here. Meanwhile, some livelihoods are dependent upon this show.
Yep.
Some people, as much as I hate academia, some professors and people's employment are dependent upon the university operating. And you're going to let one stupid thing, bring this to a grinding halt because of feelings? Right. And so now I'm starting to look at the United States more in terms of a second world country, where second or third world, it's not because people are spoiled and snowflakes and, oh my gosh, the presses must be stopped because someone got hurt or offended. There, it's more like corruption, graft, crime, things that slow down the natural operating machinery going over there. But we effectively have this where people are too fragile. They will break in the normal operation of any kind of large organization, be it a corporation, school, anything else like that. So nothing can get done. So now I'm thinking like, well, if nothing can get done here, I better get off this ship, right? and then go and just rent a place. Like, I'm not going to own. That's too complicated. I'm not going to build. That's too complicated. I'm not going to set up a company. That's too complicated. I'm going to be this yokel on the internet. Hey, everybody. And just living at some small little hut in a no-name Croatian village by the Adriatic. That's where my mind now. That's just, where's Cappy? He's in his Croatian hut down by the Adriatic. Go visit him, and I'll just
Cappy
be
moves to Belize. Isn't Belize supposed to be the place?
On the Belize is okay. Yeah, I mean it's there. I don't know if I'm necessarily gonna, but it's getting to that point that even in South Dakota, that quote unquote should be immune to this, where I'm like, oh, I mean, nothing can get done. It is impossible to form a team because the weakest link is now so weak that there's no integrity, no strength, no production potential or capacity for this building, for this company, for this city, for this organization. Yeah. And so now it's kind of like, all right,
buying a house is a lot simpler. I mean, that's a hell of a lot simpler. If a pre-existing, already built house, I mean, that's a hell of a lot simpler. So I wouldn't give up entirely if you get let down here, but
no, and there's an argument to be made to build the house and then just sell it. Like, no matter how long it takes, like, okay, yeah, I got the property all right, now sell it. And then I take my money and then, whatever. I buy a grass hut off a shore in Thailand. I don't know.
Well, that's why I sent you that one house. Remember I sent you the house? Yeah, the existing house, it looked exactly in my mind's eye what you were thinking.
Right,
it looked like the house from North by Northwest, and it actually was, I mean, it was pretty close to me, old DT. It wasn't too far away. So, but that's why I sent it, because I thought, man, this is really taking him a long time. I've been mowing his place quite a few times.
Yeah.
And it's taken a while here. And I'm kind of sick of mowing his place. So maybe if I send this along, and he'll go, oh, that's exactly what I wanted. Option B, bam. I can always keep an eye on.
I love the red carpet.
Yeah,
I
shag.
keep the exact same down there, man. Like,
the basement looked like it could have a stripper pole. I mean, that's
it had a stripper pole. You definitely
it would be really easy.
We bleached the hell out of it first, but I was like, okay, yeah, I could get my snifter of scotch and an ascot and swirl it around and make declarations against the world. That was the house for it.
And that's the nice thing about the Black Hills is there are a lot of those kind of 70s, 60s, 50s style houses, I would say.
Yeah.
Since it's there, there's some new areas to be sure, but there's plenty of old areas too that have the kind of style that you're looking for. So.
Yeah. Well, I don't have the time, and because with all the micro penis mosquitoes flying around me right now, I just don't have the time. Have you ever bitten off more than you could chew unknowingly? Like, you think, oh, this project ain't going to take that long, or this, and then all of a sudden you're like biting off the head of anybody asking you a question.
The birth of my firstborn, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
yes.
3 months in the NICU. Maybe that was a little bit more than I thought
Never
it was going
mind. I stand corrected.
Are we just not going to go down that road then?
Well, no, it brings up a good point, because I think a lot of guys and gals that are tuning in, especially, like, we all have a fuse, right? Depends on your personality, how long or short it is. But these riots and this COVID stuff, I think, has shortened everyone's fuse, and people are nipping at each other.
Oh, for sure.
And God Almighty, if the girlfriend asks me why I don't want this particular meal, I'm going to nuke the whole planet. I mean, it's like from 0 to nuke the whole planet.
Did you see that divorce rates are up?
Yeah. Oh, totally.
So, I mean, yeah, everybody's Mrs. DT at work, everybody, remote working is being more a pain in the ass. And that could just be it. What you're experiencing right now. And now that I'm thinking of it, is just that, like, everybody's sole focus is, getting on a computer and doing Zoom meetings and working from home and all that kind of shit. Right. And so they're getting very myopic and just kind of looking at their own deal and not seeing the big picture anymore. I don't think everybody's isolated. Nobody's seeing the big picture anymore. Maybe that's giving society a bit of the benefit of the doubt, is that this could be due to COVID, some of this nonsense going on, that things look a lot bigger than they really are, because everybody's just looking at computer screens now. And so if it comes across your computer screen then it's a big deal. If it's affecting your little dumbass job in the big organization, but since you're not at the big organization anymore, you're just on your computer screen at home in your pajamas. All of a sudden, that's the most important thing. I didn't mean to do that, actually.
What are you talking about?
I didn't mean to say that.
I got my morning coffee.
You are wearing.
I am wearing my pajamas. Yeah. This is my official uniform now when I go to work. No, I wouldn't even say it's giving society the benefit of the doubt. This is 100% true. But I think it has opened my eyes as to how petty people can be. And may I know, DT, it could just be me, but how many times do you think I like answering a question?
Well, you didn't like me saying that it was a scam, what, 3 times?
Right.
Yeah, you jumped on my throat after the third one? After the third, it's a scam?
Reincarnation, yes.
So 3 times, right?
No.
Tops.
I like answering a question once.
Well, yeah.
Right.
And then you get more upset. And then by the time you're not going to answer it again, it's the 3rd time.
Why do I get upset when someone asks me the same question more than once?
Because it's wasting your time and you already made your opinion known.
Right. It is wasting my time. So I go to 0 to nuke the planet there.
Right.
What does it indicate when I have to answer somebody the same question more than once?
Well, either they didn't hear you or listen. Or they don't care, or they're trying to get you to think something different.
It's I don't care what you think. It's why don't you do it?
Yeah.
If you want me to do something, Aaron, do X.
Right.
Don't say, Aaron, do you want to do X? I say, no, I don't want to do X.
That's the passive aggressive Minnesota
why
nice
don't
way
you
of
want to do X? Bitch, swear to God, I'm going to nuke the planet. I don't want to do X. End of discussion. I mean, and you start to realize your eyes start to open as to like what people like, they really think like the role like, oh, well, how about this? No, I don't want to.
No, I don't want that. Yeah.
Are you sure? Oh yeah. Oh shit. You're right. I had an epiphany. No. And so what I've found is I've bitten off way more than I could chew unintentionally with this build out. The online shit has gone gangbusters. I'm working about 60 hours a week on this online crap. Then I took on 2 seminars that I had to do. And now I went kayaking with my mom and my aunt. God bless them. They could kayak still. My mom's 70. She's turning 70 tomorrow. Tomorrow's my mom's birthday, 70 years old. So I'm going to go visit my mom. But even your mother loves you. There's no doubt about it. But do you want a sandwich? No, Mom, I'm on keto. I can't have a sandwich. Well, why not?
Yep.
Woman, I'm going to punch you in the face and throw you in the goddamn
river.
I don't want a fucking sandwich.
You're so thin. You need you're wasting away. You need
good
calories.
Bread.
Yeah.
Well, don't why I made turkey. And you're kind of like, well, I might as well be talking to this tree. So I'm starting already with all this crap on my plate. And I think this is a problem that people pursue excellence run into. It's like you got a mission. You're on a mission from God, and you are going and you are gunning. And then this little bit of sand drops out. What do you want with your breakfast? Mom, I'll just have some water. Why don't you have some juice? Fuck, woman, I will kill you. Happy birthday. That kind of thing. It just, I don't know. Maybe
they're just doing it because they love you. That's
I know.
all.
Do they? They love me? If they love me, they say, I love Aaron. And he said he just wanted water. He didn't want juice.
They want you to be healthy.
Son, I will respect his decision and make him happy. They
don't want you to get scurvy.
I don't want scurvy.
No, it's the parent thing. You see, you don't understand the parent thing. That's just the parent thing.
Okay.
Are you sure? No, you should have this.
Let me ask.
You just don't outgrow that. You just, my first parent had a hard time gaining weight. And so she's going to be told her whole life, hey, finish your blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah.
Well, let me ask you this. You being the parent. Now, you being a parent, you know what's best for your kid. And I understand you want to institute independent thought in them and agency. So you say, you give them a choice. Do you want to go outside and play? right? They've been watching TV or their
Too much. Yeah.
tablets. Hey, don't you think you guys should go out and play? So now
Yeah.
you're presenting them a question as a father to maybe gin up their brain to say, oh, maybe I should go out and play. Here's an option for you. And if the kid says no, as a parent,
go outside and play.
right? Because you know the kid needs structure and leadership, and the kid can be wrong. But let's say your kid is 25, 45. Let's just say 45, and she's doing well. Moved out at 18, never asked for a penny. You never had to worry about them, fully functional. Now the kid comes back, and there you are, oh, DT, oh, hello, my daughter. Hi. Do you want to watch Kurt Russell's latest movie, Assassin Weirdo in a Wheelchair? Oh, it's a great Tarantino film. And the kid says, no, I don't want to watch Kurt Russell in a wheelchair having sex with women in a tricked out car. I don't want to see that. Now, at that time, are you going to say, oh, why not?
I might.
Well, now.
So I can know why. So I can know why. All right. That would not be, at that point, it would not be you're watching the Kurt Russell movie with me. No.
And let's say she said, because Dad, I found these other movies that don't suck. There's a whole genre of movies out there that isn't horror. And I just want to spend some time with Mom and Ernie. All right. Would you then accept that, or would you then? You would.
I probably would.
You probably would. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. I mean, for a Kurt Russell movie, yeah, I guess. Okay. No, if it's an important thing, then maybe, then maybe I'd, And to be fair, too. To be fair,
it's not about your kid. It's about you, then, right? It's about you.
I'm not saying anything with this, but sometimes it depends on the good or bad life choices of your child as well, right?
Right.
Like if you've got a fuck up for a kid and you say, hey, you want some orange juice? And they say no, and your fuck up of a kid, you might say, you're going to have some orange juice, even at 45.
Right. Okay. But I gave you the example, 45, never asked for a penny on their own, make a good The kid obviously doesn't need your guidance anymore. So now,
so then I'd respect it. I'd probably ask my kid what she thinks of my life choices.
Why'd you hang out with that Aaron Clary fella? He's weird. Yeah,
that happens.
I guess we got a super chat here. Let me get this so I don't fall too far behind. I got plenty of topics here we could talk about.
Okay.
Cat for $5. Overlord is an excellent isekai anime. What's isekai anime? Do you know that?
My oldest probably does, but
isekai anime, and promotes questioning socially programmed morality. Hey, that's something the kid could watch.
It's a Nietzsche anime. It questions socially programmed morality beyond good and evil.
Oh my God. There was this one called Pat Labor I watched. This is like way back in the 90s when anime was rare. Like, oh my God, anime, it must be good. And I think that was the first anime I watched where I'm like, this sucks. Like, this is horrible. They just talked and talked and talked and talked. It was like mecha. I'm like, when are the mecha going to fight? And they try to be deep and philosophical, which doesn't work when you're translating it to English. Like, you need the subtitles.
Yeah, you need the poetry of their language, I'm sure, or whatever it is.
So it was.
She's into Yandere. Have you heard the Yandere stuff?
How do you spell
Yandere?
Yandere?
Yandere.
Yandere.
It's like chicks that can
what the hell?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
Little girls in high school?
Yeah. And they like kick butt, and they don't quite understand that killing people's wrong. And I don't know.
Yandere is a Japanese term for a person who is initially very loving and gentle to someone, or at least innocent, before their devotion becomes destructive in nature, often through violence and or brutality.
Yeah, so she's very protective of her boyfriend and stuff like that in these action animes.
This looks pedo world. Guys, look up Yandere, and it's all like little 5th grade girls.
Yeah, and they wear the school uniform.
This is. I bet you maybe your number one consumer of this might be little girls, but I guarantee your number two consumer of this is guys that ought to be put in jail.
That's that society over there, though. Not to be racist. Should I do my that's racist sounder?
No.
If you want to see the Sounders, you got to go over to Black Brigade.
They are good sounders. Super
duper
racist alert. Racist alert. Racist.
But why do you think it is all that kind of? I mean, even the way they draw them with the big eyes and the, they always look like little girls, basically. I mean, it's kind of that culture to do that.
Look, I can only speak for myself. The girls they're drawing here are way too young for that shit. And I understand becoming of age and like 13, 14, girls start to develop and boys get their hormones. And like, oh, that's kind of cute. And 13-year-old boys should be attracted to 13-year-old girls. But as I've gotten older, like even now, like 18-year-olds, I'm kind of like, eee. Like there's always like, that's a kid. Unless the quote unquote woman, because an 18-year-old woman had a particularly mature look about her or something else. She was just 17, if you know what I mean. I'm like, yeah, I know what you mean, and I don't want any part of that. I don't want any part of that. Like, I do not want, all these guys, 18, man. That's like, but this is, way too young. But Sailor Moon thing. Yeah, no.
That's what they, I mean, that's been a long time. Ever since I was collecting comics, they would, I mean, the way that the Japanese animation's drawn, it's kind of that fetishizing school children look.
Well, is it because the age group is predominantly high school boys and girls? Because I know that girls love their anime over in Japan.
Yeah.
And they are consumer, unlike the United States where most women are, the comic books, they could take it or leave it. But anime and manga, which is a comic book version of it, the girls, they consume it. There's a market out there. And I could see the drama in the high school. Oh, the girl has superpowers and, okay, whatever. But from a guy's perspective, I'd be if I had a son, I'm like, yeah, you're not reading that shit. No.
Right.
No. You're not reading that crap.
But all the comic book, I mean, it's just a different way of drawing that kind of sexualizing females. I mean, all the male comics too. It's just like, why are you posing like that if you're a superhero? It's just like with your ass in the air and what?
I'm like, go play some more video games.
Right.
And it wouldn't be, hey, do you think maybe you should set down the prepubescent anime porn thing you got there? And my son would say no. I'm like, yeah, you sure about that? And then I'd ask him 5 or 6 questions. But see, now here's another one to turn this on you. Let's say my son is now 45 and he comes home with one of these things. Do you think I'm even going to bother dying on that hill by that time?
You're not going to say, you like that stuff? Yeah, I do, Dad. Are you sure?
No, I'm not
sure
going to.
You like that stuff?
I'd look at it. I'd be like, fuck it. I just like, hey, my son, the pedo. That's what I
failed. I failed. As a father.
And if he's 40, it's too late.
Right.
Okay. I'm not even going to bother wasting my time. I just look at that. I'm like, Jesus Christ, son.
Oh, God damn it.
I maybe would do a surprise visit and check out his basement, make sure there weren't any girls trapped down there just to make sure.
Well, was it? Didn't you look up something one time called tentacle porn or some damn thing?
Oh, God, yeah. Beckloff and Arini told me to look up tentacle porn. I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh, my God. And that's another weirdo Japanese thing.
Right,
I'm like,
right, exactly.
Okay, I don't need to see that.
But those porn comics have been around forever, and it's always drawn in that Japanimation style. At least back in the day it was.
Well, it's Japanese style because, it's Japanese. Yeah. I just look. Unless you know about the world of anime, it runs the gambit. You could have brilliant pieces. Like, see, that's the other thing is everyone's like, oh, you like anime? I'm like, yeah, Cowboy Bebop was great. And they think it's porn and little girls getting diddled by tentacles. It's like, no, that's weirdo fucked up sector of it. It's like film. There's some weird ass shit on film. That doesn't mean Indiana Jones is a bad movie.
Right. Exactly.
And so there is.
The world's a big place.
World's a big place. But yeah, I don't know. I don't need to see that. All right. Competent man for $2. Running Roosh's clown game for the world. Am I? Me?
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what it means. I'm not running clown game. I'm out. I don't run game no more. Ed Wolf for €5. I'm looking into retirement in Croatia too. German guy. It might get crowded if this madness keeps going on. In any case, we should have a beer there. Yeah, I just mentioned Croatia because it's a funny sounding name. And people are like, Croatia, what's in Croatia? And all I know is it's on the Adriatic. So it's more of a picture I'm painting, almost comical picture.
See, here's my caution to your plan there, Clary.
Yes.
If things suck really, really bad in America, it means that we've taken down the rest of the world with us. And any American accent anywhere else is going to be a target. That's my deal.
If I get there now and ingratiate myself, and here's a foreign thing, I'm going to learn the language. And you know what I'm going to do when I move to wherever it is, be it Japan or Laos or...
You're not going to try to change their country.
I'm just going to sit there and shut the F up. Maybe I'll go.
Yeah, you might want to just grunt.
I'll speak the language. I'll go in, but
there's an American. Get him.
No, they'd be like, I'm sure they'll come up with some kind of, like Yankee
tax,
or some kind of term where it would be, that's the gringo.
Yeah.
That's the gringo. But you leave him alone. He's done nothing to anyone, and he's helped. He quietly donated money to the school. Or
stupid people everywhere, right? There's stupid people everywhere.
But I'm just gonna go and just shut her off somewhere with my internet, and I'll yell at the internet. And then when I go out in public, not gonna look at their women. I'm gonna learn their language. I'll just order my food and quietly go. That's all I want is peace and serenity and quiet. That's it. That's all I want. Now, I thought I'd get that in South Dakota, and I go hike, and I'd be left alone. I could hear the water running of the many streams that come off the Black Hills. There'd be no one around. Maybe I hear a hawk squaw every once in a while. The wind. That's it. I just wanted to basically get on the retirement glide path and calm down and not have this fucking chaos around me anymore. And the hell if I'm going to go and participate in local politics and get in trouble with the mayor's daughter. Yeah, it's just gonna. Oh, leave.
I just don't think it's gonna be good anywhere else. I just don't think it's. I think if it's bad here, it's gonna be bad everywhere, and you're not gonna be able to get away from it.
It's not about bad. It's gonna be about stable. Okay. Like Japan, I would stick out like a sore thumb in Japan.
Right.
I mean, I'm tall. I'd be tall for Japan. I've never been tall. I'd be just kind of like weirded out, like, whoa, I'm tall. This is weird, man. I'm all off kilter, man. But as
just
long
a quick
as
aside, the tall thing. Since my oldest is so into Japan and Japanimation, we watched The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, that's a documentary. Okay, yeah.
And there's this part in the beginning of the movie where Tom Cruise is narrating it. He's like, the general was short of stature, but highly respected. And I'm like, coming from Tom Cruise? That had to be a joke in that movie I didn't notice before. He's short of stature. This is Tom Cruise saying this.
The only thing I enjoyed about that movie was like, you do not like our conversation, and then I shall miss our conversation because that was like conversation was the most important thing. That was the most important thing. I shall miss our conversation, and that was it. So I just want stability. I want cultural stability. I want the electricity on. I want to be able to eat. And I want to be left alone, and I just want society to function.
Like I don't think that's going to happen anywhere. I think we're fucked.
I don't know.
I think we're totally fucked.
The United States is only 320 million people, 7.8 billion people on the planet. We should be able. There should be Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Japan, China, even for all of its corruption. Russia. We'll find out.
Isn't Singapore just a city island?
Yeah, it's a city state. Yeah, it's like Athens.
Yeah.
Yep. And ironically, if I remember my history correctly, Malaysia kicked them out. Malaysia's like, oh, get out of here, Singapore.
And now all the tax havens go there.
Singapore's kicking ass. It's the great. Malaysia's like, oh, hey, wait a second. It's like all those women that want to go out with me on a date. Now I'm a badass. Look at me, huh? I got my pajamas. I got my coffee. What woman doesn't want to date this guy? I bet you there's tons of women that turn me down. Like, damn, I could have had that podcasting pajama wearing lout. That's
podcast bebop.
Podcast bebop. Competent man, $5. My prior comment was a reference to you broadcasting from a shed in Croatia in the world. No matter what happens, you are location independent. Right. As long as I got the internet. But I mean, I even thought about this. Like, not only do I have a big task ahead of me, like I got to go and research different places to live functionally long-term. I even paid the great one to do some research for me because I don't have time to do it. I paid him to do economic research. I just don't have time to do it. But then I got to come up with like a completely non-US based payment system. Like I got to get, Subscribe thankfully is Russian. So that's over in Russia. I trust Putin to keep on the lights more than I do Biden and Harris.
Absolutely.
I got to find a bank that doesn't fall under FACTA. Not because I want to shield money or engage in tax evasion. I don't want fucking President Cortez saying, Aaron Clary lived here 20 years ago. We're going to take his money. If you don't give us your money, we're going to deny dividend payments from all the U.S. securities that you hold. And then the bank over in Borscht, Georgia says, oh, Clary, friend, we must give away your money to President Cortez. I'm like, what way? It is already gone. You don't have it no more. Right? I
think the big problem you're going to have is getting residency.
I know. That's what I'm starting
the big
now.
problem.
I know. It's a pain in the ass. I know. But
you can talk to me. I mean, I've lived overseas. So, I mean, it's difficult. You would think you'd think these countries would go, okay, yeah, you're from America. You probably got your shit together. You're not coming here for our healthcare system.
Right.
But, if they've got any kind of government health care, you're going to need to get the goddamn chest x-rays to prove you don't have tuberculosis and all this kind of crap. All these hoops you got to talk about building a house. I mean, moving overseas is hoops galore.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
I'm aware. But what else am I going to do? Everyone sits on their fucking ass. Like, okay, Frog, I hate to say, I was going to say the complete opposite. I was actually going to pay you, dun, 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 a compliment.
My posts?
No.
My post projects?
I'm trying to give you a compliment about you. You're not the frog. You moved.
Right, yeah.
Do you know you need a crowbar 12 feet long to get the leverage to get most people to consider selling their house? 100%. I got people that live in shitholes in the Twin Cities. Like, oh, it's not that bad.
It's going to get better.
I'm like, sell your fucking house. Well, I'm working on it. No, you're not working on it. You are not working on it. I'm working on it. You worked on it and succeeded in getting out of here.
Yep.
I mean, you have to take it. And most people, man, they grow their roots at the local place, even if it's toxic soil. And to uproot, I'm finding out that is the hardest thing. But look at all
they go with the devil they know. It's as simple as that. Right.
Well, and I really would, it's too late now because they're all dead. I would love to do a study, some kind of psychological study. I don't know how I'd organize it, but take the Jews that fled Germany in 1936 to 30. Yeah. Like, what did they have? What did they see versus the one like, what? Get in the cattle cars? Okay. Well, it's not that. Well, they're giving us bans. I was like, and I'm starting to see some stuff where it's like, okay, let's just be honest. We hate white people and we hate males in this country. And heaven forbid if you're 100%. Both. And last I checked, oh, geez, that's a white penis down there.
Yeah.
And everything's my fault now. And what's worse is you got fucking disproportionately a lot of white gals believing this shit too. Like, oh, yeah, you have parents like, whoa, sister, hang on. And I'm like, we got to get
there's white males that believe that shit. White people have a huge problem in this
called Portland. Yeah.
I mean, Christ. Yeah, that's why the whole white nationalist stuff is like, have you seen white people lately? I mean, we've got a big problem too.
The point is, I'm never doubting myself again. Like when I thought there was a .com bubble, the Asia currency crash, and every cocksucking gray-haired boomer fuck, you don't know what you're talking about. You're dumb. You're stupid. You're not a team player. And I was right every time. By God, I'm right about this too.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not a choice.
You've got evidence. You've got, your friend DT. He got out just in time before Minneapolis burned to the ground.
Right. And I tried to, but I got snared when the Death Star exploded. I'm still, trying to get out of there. But I'm talking the United States. I'm talking the United States. And there's no rest. I think that's what pisses me off the most is like, I get these books together. I do these seminars. They're going on sale. They're selling. I haven't even really done a lot of promotion. They're selling a little bit, actually. I'm making money, making progress. It's like, cool. Now I could just sit in my little house in South Dakota and relax. No. Now I got to worry about people confiscating my IRA. I got to worry about that 15 years from now. So no, I can't sit down. Geez, why can't I find a man? I don't know, because the good men are constantly scrambling to find security and stability in their lives and their financial futures. But you gals keep voting against them and putting the state in control.
Bravo.
And now you're surprised. And what do guys do? Most guys sit on their ass as engineers or doctors or surgeons, and they live in the inner ring suburbs as the cancer is spreading. Well, okay, we got to pay.
They're just beaten down. They're just
beaten down. Yeah. And I don't care how tired I am. I'm like, fuck. Okay, not to brag.
Imagine the normal person, though. I mean, you feel beaten down right now. I mean, that's what, like you said, if you want excellence, if you want to strive, Nietzsche talks about, it's not simple to be a truth seeker. It's one of the most punishing, suffering things you can go through to be a truth seeker. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's why no one wants to seek out the truth, is because it hurts. It hurts it hurts real bad.
And if you're going to, it's one thing to be a truth seeker and acknowledge the truth. It's another thing to act on it. Like moving out of your country is that's a drastic measure. I don't have a choice. This sounds weird. Just hear this out. I'm going to go basically on 2 4-month tours of different countries throughout the world. I'm going to do Southeast Asia, probably this winter, assuming the house gets done. Okay. Then next summer, I'm going to do Central Europe. Does that sound fun?
From what you're doing, no. Like, if you were going on vacation, it would be fun.
Right. It would be fun. This isn't fun. This is work. Right. This is fucking work.
Right.
I got to fly across the damn Pacific. I got to go from this place to this place. I got to do a ton of research, find out where to go. I'm paying someone to do economic research for me, so I have a whittled down list.
You're not being a tourist. I hate tourists. That's a word I like to use, that, people like to think that they go visit New York City and see how well the subways work and go, well, it works there, so it should work here. And I went over here and they got national health care and it seems to be working just fine, so we should have that here. Yeah, I mean, it's the tourist mentality of, when you're a tourist, everybody's looking at you as, I want your money, so I'm going to treat you as the best I could possibly treat you. And so they make their opinions on these countries based on being a tourist. You're not going to be a tourist. You're going there to try to find out what it's really fucking like. And 4 months might not be long enough. I mean, it takes a while to know.
This is the superficial.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the rapid tour, a week here, a week there, a week there. This is like finding out where does it not work.
Right. You're going on a red flag trip, not necessarily this is where I want to be.
Right. And it just, there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. And I'm so tired because, again, I was going to say, not to brag, have I come from behind?
I like how you said I'm so tired there. That was pretty funny. Most people go, I am so tired. You're like, I am so tired. all this energy coming out of you when you're tired.
So fucking tired. But I am tired mentally, let's just say, where it's like one lie after another, like, I discovered this truth. Now there's another lie. Now I got to keep going. And it's like, Jesus, for a society to make it, just to guarantee people's safety and property is so vital. It's so vital. And we're not doing that in the United States.
Yeah.
So first you come over the Christianity and religious lies when you're a kid. Then you come over the lies of school and education being so important. Then you come over the lies of boomer bosses lying to you about what makes a good employee and how to be successful in the world. Then you overcome the lies of employment, and then you say, I got to become self-employed. Then you achieve that. Now that should have worked. Now you got to come over to lies like, we're going to protect your property and make sure that, no, we're going to let it burn down, especially if you're a conservative or you're a white or you're a male, or heaven forbid, you're a conservative white male. I mean,
what you're talking about, I like to go back to Nietzsche because I'm reading him all the time now. And it's amazing reading somebody from 150 years ago, 140 years ago. He calls it the morality of the herd. And so the morality of the herd is always a lie, because it's all about what's best for the herd, what's best for the community. It's not about excellence. It's not about the standouts. It's not about the anomalies. It's about the comfort and security and of the herd. And that's the herd morality.
I mean, those people?
Yes.
Those people, they know better than this red person over here.
Yes. And you can't actually fight it really, but you can recognize that it's not actual morality. It's total selfishness is what it is. It's the selfishness of the herd.
And it's also feasibility. What these idiots want nowadays is not feasible.
But it makes them feel comfortable.
Oh, I know. They want to live the lie, but it's like, God, I mean, it's like the Titanic. We're essentially on a Titanic. And I'm like, I got to get off this ship. How many people want to face that harsh reality? This ship is sinking. You better get to a lifeboat. Meanwhile, you don't see what's going on because everything's party and Trump bucks and printed off money and everything's awesome. And everything in my life is awesome, functioning, but it's like, we got to go. We got to go. And you know what? Everyone's rooted. Everyone is stuck. They will not move. They will not go. And for just once, I like a society, and we had it for a while there where it's like, you see, if they really want to do this well, they would have a balanced budget. They would have no property taxes. Everything's an income or a sales tax. I don't care, but you cannot have your property ever taken from you. You own your property and you're allowed to defend it. If someone's on your property who's a friend and you just decide to shoot them, you can do it. Okay?
Choose your friends wisely.
Yeah. Hey, you want to come for a barbecue at Cappy's? He's cleaning his guns. I don't think so.
I think George Carlin's rule was, well, he talked about rights. Either we have unlimited rights or we have no rights. And I think George Carlin basically said, yeah, you've got the right to, call me whatever, and I have a right to shoot you in the face. That's unlimited rights, but actually unlimited rights and no rights are the same thing. Right. And so it's all just, you it's the Wild West and you tread lightly. You respect other
civil. Almost like there's civilization or civil society. Huh?
Yeah.
Hey, now that we got 194, now do you want to strut your ass like a whore on Hennepin Avenue?
Sure. If you
tell people.
Okay, so typity type into the YouTube search bar. You will not miss a thing. I am simulcasting on my channel. It's the Black Brigade. So if you type in Black Brigade, my channel should come up. A Richard Pryor movie will come up first. The Black Brigade with Richard Pryor. but my channel should come up. It's a smiley face eclipse. And please head on over there and please hit the subscribe. This was Aaron's idea to get me 1,000 subscribers way back when so I could monetize if I want to. You never have to listen to me again. You won't miss a thing. Please do so.
All right, there you go. So you could subscribe over there. And once you get above 1,000, you can monetize your videos.
Right.
While we're whoring here, let's get my sponsors in. MGTOW Books. Go to MGTOWbooks.com, where Luca Vendetti has his book, How to Retire on $200,000 in Southeast Asia. Book I might just get, even though I'm not MGTOW. I am going to get it because it sounds like he did an excellent and very thorough job of talking about banking and where to live and travel and all that other stuff. So it's $40, but if you're going to go there, even as a tourist, not necessarily to find women or whatever, take a look at that. I also have a switch from Patreon to Subscribestar. If you were a patron donator and you want to get access to all the behind the scenes, behind the paywall podcast, which is the Road Trip podcast, Mary Jo's Pinups, and access to Sanity is the Future of Wealth, go to subscribestar.com/Aaron Clary. All donations go to the Septic Tank Fund, of which I've already raised $200 of the $700 I need. Isn't that awesome?
You still don't have enough to have a toilet?
I have it reserved, yes, but the septic tank is like, I don't have like this super big cushion of cash laying around. And if there's overages, I'd like to be able to poo. I mean, we don't need a granite countertop right away. And we're not going to get a granite countertop because it's bullshit.
Yeah.
But I would like to poo. Cappy got to poo. What else? I have a seminar I'm going to be doing with Rule Zero online. It was originally in Vegas. It was $1,000. Now the price is $597. Where me and 10 other gentlemen, including Rich Cooper, Rollo Tomasi, Modern Life John, Ryan Stone, Troy Francis, Myron Gaines, Sterling Cooper, a couple other guys are going to be talking. Do you know what the topic of my conversation, my speech will be?
COVID, because it's a COVID conference.
No. Probably the ultimate economic question.
Ultimate economic question. What's what is life worth?
Close. The analysis on the return of investment on the pursuit of women.
Okay, sure.
I've put together a great model, not necessarily massive, but an accurate model. And I'm calculating what men invest versus what men get when they pursue women. And I think that's an important number to have before you boys. It's like the prospectus, like before you invest in Women Inc. Like,
well, are you adding
financials?
Are you adding the children to that equation? Because that's really the only reason to pursue women is children.
No, I didn't want to complicate it. This is just
that'll make it even more expensive.
Well, yeah. Oh no. I'm not even talking money too. I'm talking time and research and investment. Like,
well, you should. It's time value money. You should value your time.
Absolutely. And
opportunity costs, all that stuff.
You have no idea. Anyway, I'll tell you this. My speech alone will save you the $600 if you're interested in signing up.
For sure.
Yeah, but if you're interested, I know it's pricey. There's other people speaking about other things. To be perfectly honest, most of my audience probably doesn't need this. You guys are, but if you're new and you're a young guy, especially, before you waste the next 20 years of your life pursuing women, maybe you ought to analyze it a bit. Maybe you ought to tell Cappy and others the $600. So you can email me, capcapitalism@yahoo.com.
So is it basically just budgeting for women?
No,
you got your normal budget, and then if I want to pursue women, this is the budget I need.
Way more global calculation, way more.
But that'll be in there, right?
No,
it won't.
Why am I going to? Because that's not the total cost.
I know, but
there's your money, there's your time, there's your stress, there's your opportunity costs, there's the risk.
Right.
Because I don't know if you do this. Sometimes people get divorced.
Yeah.
How do you calculate the price? Terrence Popp, for example. Everybody check out Terrence Popp. Great guy. Popp. This guy was driven. He was going to commit suicide. And I'm not spilling the beans. He's talked about this openly before. His wife banged some other guy, ran off with a kid, killed his dog. Drove this guy to almost committing suicide. It was YouTubing and podcasting that saved his life.
Sure.
And his buddy Blake, where all of a sudden he found newfound life. Now, put a price tag on that pain and suffering. How do you measure losing your kids? How do you measure losing your dog?
Right. But even that's an investment in it. Makes you a stronger person. If you can get past that cost, it makes you stronger, right? Would you say that's a net benefit or net negative to become a stronger person due to intense pain?
It's a positive, but how can I put it? Working out makes you stronger. Going through war makes you stronger. I don't know why what we're supposed to fall in love with and have be the point, purpose, and meaning in our life should drive a lot of guys to suicide or misery or bankruptcy or just, we can ask why. In fact, it is. Okay. And that's one thing, dude, I had to really exercise my economic mind here.
Oh,
I had to dust off the dust. And I forgot, wow, economists have to be very literal. We can't worry about what if this or the idea. Here's the math. Here's what we're trying to measure. So I even got my actuarial game on. I even hired an actuary who's a fan of the show to audit my figures. But yeah, if you want, that's good. That's going to be the seminar. And truthfully, the numbers and data, I haven't even finished it. The numbers and data are already amazing. But so there's that there too. What's up, Jack?
Not much with you two.
Oh, nothing much. We're going through the sponsors here, so
it's Jack Sparrow, the Lego pirate.
Indeed,
good to see you, man.
I do have the Black Pearl made out of Lego. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, no, you got how many different? Those aren't the same ships, right? Those are all different ships.
No. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
But they're different ships.
Different ships. Yeah.
Okay. Are they historical? One happens to be at the Battle of Trafalgar or what?
No, unfortunately not. There are 2 Pirates of the Caribbean merchandise Lego ships, and the other ones are mostly 90s Lego Pirates series. And there's one that is the Imperial flagship released in 2010, I believe, which was a, how do you call that? Lego's way of saying we're going to release some giant ass ship just for the hell of it. 1,600 pieces. I'm like, okay, sure.
How long does that take to put together 1,600 pieces?
I had.
Don't give me the girl answer. Just give me a ballpark number. I've had a very frustrating 48
hours. 8 hours.
8 hours.
Are you sure it's 8 hours?
I'm not sure.
Don't. God damn it, man.
And I have a.
Did you guys see the video I put out asking? Because part of this research I have to do for the seminar is I need to know. It's a simple statistic. How many people does the average person date before they get married? And have you guys gone into the comments section of that video yet?
No.
Nope.
Do I want to?
Well, I first started asking friends over texting, which wasn't very scientific. I was just kind of like, I was online research. I'm like, you know what? And every girl, do you think they gave me a number?
No.
What did they give me?
Less than or
no answer at all.
What? You ask a woman a question, what do you get in return? Like 80% of the time.
Another question?
Another question. Well, what's a date? Is this a date? Is that a date? What if I slept with the guy? I'm like, oh, God all fucking mighty. And like we were talking about short fuses. So I put it out on the YouTube and I'm like, listen, people, I need 3 numbers, 3 bleeping fucking numbers. How many people you dated in your lifetime? How many times you've been married and whether you're male or female? And I made it as clear as possible. So in the comments section, only about half the people are doing that. Some people are putting age instead of number of dates. I don't know. Are you 25 years old or did you date 25 girls? And then, well, it kind of depends. And I'm like, okay, I just
everything so that a woman doesn't really have to say how many guys she slept with.
It's not. It's dating. You know, like dating.
Just put on there how many guys do you feel like you've dated? And just put it in terms of feelings, then they'll give you an answer. Right?
And then do it times 3, and then you'll have the real answer.
Well, here's what's great about being an economist and being a pollster in general. It doesn't matter what people say. That's not your fault anymore. You did a best efforts. Yep. So the number that this is going to be plugged into, I mean, I'm going to provide ranges to, what do they call it? Not robustness, DT, in the engineering world, stress parameters.
There's a factor of safety.
But it's
but you over-design so that it doesn't collapse, basically.
Right.
Safety.
Well, I forget the name of it, but yeah, I forgot. That's another reason.
You're talking pre-stressed concrete or something, where you put it under stress as it's curing?
No, there's a word like its limits or its range. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's a sociological model, so it doesn't. All right, going on with the sponsors here. Better Bachelor. Check out Better Bachelor on YouTube. Unwoke.com, the website where if you want to find a job for an unwoke company or you're an unwoke company that wants to hire a non-SJW that will sue you, go to unwoke.com to either look for jobs or post your jobs. Unwoke.com. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. That is done being promoted because that advertisement went away. That one went away. I got to update Rodrigo's coding school. Cubanos in Wisconsin. Check out the book along with Pushing Rubber Downhill by my good friend Adam Piggott. Go to pushingrubberdownhill.com to check out the book, the blog, and the podcast, all found at pushingrubberdownhill.com. Jack, are you going to be on Masculine Geek next week?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. You're aware of the Masculine Geeks, right?
Yes, the homosexual band of brothers who are openly...
They're openly gay. And you know what? We're proud of them. We're proud of them. Right.
We accept them.
TJ's like the bottom, isn't he? He's always the bottom on that one. Rob and Vince always take turns on TJ, right?
Mostly, so TJ can reach the leaves.
He's so cuddly with that beard of his. Yeah, he's very cuddly. And this asshole with Rob, you and Rob have your Red Evening over on your show, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
we do.
That.
I'm playing Sounders here while you're talking about the Masculine Geek. How about this one?
Academiccomposition.com. Go to academiccomposition.com if you want someone else to write your papers for you, especially nowadays that school's all online. And basically they're going to say, you guys see what's going on with the universities now that the Americans are going back to school?
No, everything is turning digital.
Oh, it's great because they go in, like you had to show up 2 weeks beforehand to quarantine for 2 weeks and you can't leave your dorm.
Oh my God.
And now people are still getting COVID and they might have to be sent home and we might have to go to school online anyway. It's so great.
When do they ever learn?
They don't want to, Jack. They don't want to.
I know.
Did you see my video on Sturgis?
No, I haven't had to. I have been so busy, DT. I've not been able to consume other people's material.
So do you think 450,000 people from around the country descending on a tiny little town in the Black Hills should show a increase of COVID cases in said city?
They should.
Do you think it's happened?
It did not.
It did not happen. That is that's it. Case closed. To go back to Japan, case closed. It's a fucking hoax. It's a hoax. It's a real virus. The hysteria is a hoax. I'm having to deal with it on the first day of school with my kids. All you got to do is say Sturgis, bitch. There's nothing. They're trying to contact trace the people that went there, and missing the obvious. Well, what happened in Sturgis? It was 26 positive cases out of 650 tests. Nothing.
This is my I don't care face. You guys would be proud of me. I haven't drank. Like I have been very calm and relaxed. And with this COVID thing, I've just given up. I've just because I can't control it. So I'm like, I'll put on my mask. We've lost
the battle. We've lost it.
To take my mask off right again so I could sit down and eat my food. I've just given up. I'm just biding my time, looking long term, my grass hut in Phuket. Or the small rock, like in Croatia, you think it's going to be rocky and cave-like, almost Lord of the Rings type. And I have the long pipe. That's my Croatia hut. And then Russia hut, I just picturing an igloo with like sad music. Like that.
The Soviet Union national anthem is awesome. That is a great fucking song. Yeah.
You don't know that?
No, is Soviet or Russia? Is it the Soviet Union national anthem or the Russian?
I think it was the Soviet Union national anthem.
Oh, okay. I'll have to.
It's great. It's a great song. It's great.
You know what's great about communism? I'll grant communism has one thing over capitalism.
Be careful,
and the mixed socialist kind of systems that we have today in most of the Western world, because we do not have capitalism. We do not have that. But what communism has over all the other forms of economic and political formation?
Deaths?
No. They beat us in that category too, but this is a good thing.
People are thin because they're
skinny chicks, right? Yeah. Skinny chicks.
Good point.
Just saying, at least the chicks were hot.
Everybody was hot in the Great Depression. They were all thin.
It's funny if those fat acceptance chicks and the feminists ever get their way, they're going to be skinny. They're going to They're going to be body positive whether they like it or not. They're going to. You know what's also great about communism?
The uniforms?
No. All those fathers in Venezuela who now their daughters are whores in Colombia. That's the funny part about. That's another funny part about communism. Because we're pro-sex, right? Yeah. I'm just pro-communism, guys. Decide, ladies. What do you want?
You think that is why OnlyFans is on the rise? And what's the other one?
No, OnlyFans is on the rise because that's good money.
Seeking arrangement. That's the one.
Okay. What's the most valuable commodity in the world?
Food or sex?
Not sex.
Companionship?
It's close. That's how you enjoy this commodity. What's the most valuable?
Other human beings.
What other human beings?
Of the opposite sex.
Which opposite sex?
Female.
What about any female?
Thin, beautiful, young.
Young, beautiful, fertility.
Fertile.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's what youth and beauty signal, genetically speaking.
Eggs are the most valuable commodity.
Well, depends on what's surrounding the eggs. Like how much fat is surrounding the eggs.
Healthy eggs.
Okay. No matter what? Okay, another perfect example, the Republic of Chad or in Venezuela, or what sold?
Fertility.
Sex sells and drugs sell.
Oh, yeah.
All right, who's got their Jack, do you have your headphones turned way up? I'm hearing an echo.
How's this?
Let me check. Check. Good. It's going now. I forgot where I was going with this. My whole point was that men just want sex no matter what system you put in. I remember the most valuable thing. The only reason things get done is because men want to have sex with young, hot women. Period. End of discussion. You will never get rid of prostitution. And Jack, you're saying like, I can't believe women are, I could totally believe it because they have the most valuable resource and commodity. And what's great, and criticize me as much as you want, with the OnlyFans gals, do they actually have to have sex with these guys?
No.
If men are going to, guys, would you show your unit if you could make $700 a day?
Probably.
Yeah. I won't say I'm above that.
Sterling Cooper mentioned that once.
What's that?
But
that he,
No, as in, because he has an OnlyFans as well, and a lot of guys show up for that. And Sterling even mentioned, like, my dick can be seen on the internet everywhere. So if these idiots want to pay me like $100,000 for a picture of something they can see online already, so sorry, $100. My bad. No, not $100,000. No, $100.
There's a septic tank for you.
Cappy'sDickPics.com. $100,000 a piece. Right. Let's go. Oh, whatever. I just need 3 of those and I'm off to Croatia. Anyway,
it's mostly the gays that show up then, but
obviously,
but they pay for it.
Yeah.
Isn't this was all predicted by Demolition Man? Remember Demolition Man?
Yeah, I do. Yep.
We're gonna have sex, and they put on the little head thing. It predicted so many things. So if you haven't seen that movie, watch Demolition Man. It's basically
I haven't seen it yet, but I do remember what's her Project Melody, and a lot of these cam girls got pissed off because somebody programmed an AI in a cute anime
anime chick, right?
That was getting more money and attention than the real thing.
It is scary how we have moved from the real world where you actually have sex to the digital world where you have digital sex with real humans to now the digital world where you have sex with something that doesn't exist.
Blade Runner, man.
Well, Blade Runner is even a physical entity. The digital chick is digital. I mean, it's my Croatian village, where I'll have a pet muskrat. I have a pet muskrat. We call him Muskie. Well, I don't know. I'm just trying to go with what it would look like. In Thailand, I'd have a pet cockatoo.
Oh, God.
In Croatia, I need kind of a earthy, ground-dwelling kind of thing, a muskrat.
My ex wanted a cockatoo. When I said no, she wanted 2. God, no.
So that's academiccomposition.com. Go there, write papers, things like that. Okay, The Science of Mastering Women, written by Linda Gross. If you guys are looking for a formula to unlock women, go get The Science of Mastering Women. Will you get the girls if you read this book?
No.
What do you have to do?
You actually, I'm not going to say
in the work.
I'm not going to say the Rich Cooper line.
Do the work.
You have to go and do the work. You have to
ask too much hair to put it through as he does it.
So you actually have to go and ask the girls out and lift weights and But this is the one up you'll get. The only one up that you'll get.
You'll be able to tell other people how to get the girls, I guess. Become an expert in talking.
You could go work for academia and have a class on how to, like entrepreneurship professors who've never ran a business. Yeah. You could go be like that. That's all right. So let's go M2PG4. Thoughts on Alaska. Don't mind the snow and cold. I'm okay with that because it's so sparsely populated. I think I'd go there. Culturally, that might be an idea, but it's just so cold. But I guess I could go to Vegas or something during winter and then go up there during summer. Maybe that's what I got to do.
I have family that lives in Alaska and they love it. They're just constantly killing things and fishing. Their freezer's always full of meat, and it's
nice.
I have an agent in the field that I've been trying to set up with Chad Elkins. She's a dentist out there, and she'll post some pictures occasionally. It's like, damn, man, like she's not even in the mountainous area, and there's still mountains and rivers and sunsets, and she caught a fish this big, and I'm like, dang, it's Tuesday in Alaska. It really sad. But coming into the months now, I bet you we're not going to see as many pictures.
It's too dark.
Yeah, unless it's black. Here's Alaska at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Just a black sheet of paper. M2PG4 DT might be able to answer this one. $5. New Zealand is paying for American professionals, engineers, accountants, etc., to come over and work and stay. Top 10 least corrupt. Check it out.
Yeah, it's nothing is ever exactly as advertised. So I'll just say that.
Well, were you kicking around moving back there? I mean, what was your main complaint? It's slower. Like, if it's too slow for you, that's really
watching
slow.
what they've been doing lately. I mean, they shut down the country again over like 10 cases, the entire fucking country, and I don't know.
The prime minister.
Yeah, they've got labor's in charge right now, and that they did have their gun confiscation scheme that nobody abided by, so that gives you a little bit of hope. But they did pass the gun confiscation law, and basically the mongrel mob, which is kind of their indigenous population gang, they basically said, fuck off. There's no way we're... So, I mean, if the mongrel mob is not turning in its guns, nobody else is going to.
Isn't it Maori? I don't know.
That's Maori. Yep.
Maori. Okay.
Yep.
Right.
Maori. Yes.
Okay.
But it's I mean, yeah, I chose there because they speak English. It is actually one of the best countries to start a business, but the cost of living is huge, and China's making its moves, and there are a lot of Chinese immigrants in New Zealand. And if China becomes the world power, it seems like it's going to become, New Zealand might just be written off. That's my
vassal state of sorts.
Well, there's no military there. I mean, New Zealand has no military. It depends on Australia. I mean, there's no military. Yeah,
countries
there's no
do that. Wait,
no
are you saying
countries
headed up? Are you saying countries headed up by women like Canada and New Zealand rely on other countries' military to pay for their social welfare programs and all that?
Yes, it's I was out on a boat trip. I was out on a boat trip with a friend there, and he's like, "Hey, DT, look over there. There's our Navy." It was like one ship, and their Navy basically catches poachers. That's what they do.
Oh, okay.
That's their that's their military.
Jack, what's the Netherlands got? What do you rely on, NATO basically, or what? United Kingdom?
Maybe. Okay. I'm keeping my mouth shut.
Who's your prime minister or president or whatever they got going on there? Is it a chick?
No, it's Rutte. Mark Rutte. Rutte.
Is he Labor or whatever weirdo party?
He's So you have to understand that European liberal means something different than the American.
Yes, it means free. Yes, we got it.
Bingo. Yeah. That guy has been in office for like, how long? 10 years? Something like that. Okay. So the Netherlands isn't that bad, but the thing is that parliament is being run by like 5 parties all at once. So it's pretty centric, but leaning towards the left.
Right,
even though we've got the conservative liberals sort of say as the number one party. And maybe DT knows this guy, Geert Wilders. He's
I've heard of him.
Very anti-immigration, things like that. He's the second biggest party, but nobody wants to cooperate with him. So he basically has nothing to say.
The parliamentary system is interesting, and that it does give the small parties lots to say. Basically.
Yep.
Good. Well, I won't be moving there. Okay.
Most of the world's parliamentary.
Can you imagine Cappy living here? He'll be at my doorstep every day. I'm bored.
I'd be getting arrested because I'm sure because I've always found.
Well, you'd be walking your muskrat, and you can't walk your muskrat. With a little leash.
I'm imagining the Netherlands, Belgium, Holland, Luxembourg, Liechtenstein, Switzerland, Denmark. I think I'd just be too brash and I'd be offending people when I thought I wasn't offending people. Because I had that feeling in Switzerland, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm violating some, not law, but a social code. I'm being impolite, annoyingly.
Hey, Cap.
Yeah,
you're insulting people here, and you don't realize it.
So I don't think, like the Netherlands, I think it's very polite, and I just would hi, and my tone would be wrong.
Okay.
I'd be in jail, and girls would, that's the man. And I'm like, what did I do? He told me to pet his muskrat.
I thought it meant penis.
The Competent Man for $2 are using Sovereign Man for research. No, I'm going to be pulling him up though. And Competent Man, I have been so busy with these seminars and doing asshole consulting and just it, and then there's, going out to South Dakota, which is a 18-hour round distance affair, just driving. Yeah, I'll be getting to it. This is down and I got to do Operation Evil. What's my, the seminar that I'm doing for the Rule Zero, then I go to Operation Evil. So I just got to research, pull some numbers. But yeah, I haven't gotten to Sovereign Man. That's down the road. Competent Man. Tolerances. Thank you, Competent Man. $2. Tolerances. DT?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, tolerances. All right, we got that. All right. And that's it. We may be done. I think we're caught up with the super chats. That's awesome. Let me go here. You guys watch Venture Brothers?
Years ago. That was great.
Yep. Did you know that they were going to come back for an 8th season?
No.
Yes. So it's been quote unquote on for 13. And now it says the Venture Brothers canceled at Adult Swim after 7 seasons. The Venture Brothers has been canceled by Adult Swim after 7 seasons. Creator Christopher McCulloch announced on Twitter Monday. McCulloch said that he and the writers had been in the middle of writing season 8 when they received the news a few months ago that this show would not be returning to air. So, all right, they have been on the air for 17 years. So they did 7 years. Then they took a 10-year hiatus, and now they're going to bring it. They were going to bring it back. See a problem with that, maybe?
That's going to be political up your ass.
I didn't think about that, but I'm just thinking you take a 10-year hiatus from something, it's called rebooting or a sequel or something like, I don't know what they were thinking.
System of a Down tried to do that. But
DT, what were you going to say? Have you ever seen?
I've never seen it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
I was thinking maybe it was like Wild Kratts on Channel 2. That's what, Venture Brothers, Wild Kratts.
No, they're spoofing Johnny Quest.
Okay.
But it's in the future. And
is it animated?
It's animated. Yeah, it's a cartoon. And what's essentially happened is Johnny Quest has grown up, but they can't call him Johnny Quest, so they call him Dr. Venture. Okay. And he's just wasted his inheritance, and the Venture compound is in disrepair, and they got all this crazy technology that doesn't work, but sometimes work. And they have a bodyguard called Brock who protects the kid. Dude, it is my favorite cartoon of all times. This is funnier than Bugs Bunny. That's how good it is.
But it's in the future, so they can just pick up where they left off, right?
No. It's today, but it's as if Johnny Quest aged to 2010. And he's bald, and he's like divorced, and he's got 2 kids.
So they're just gonna fast forward another 10 years, right? Or they'll just do that probably.
Well, I think they're trying to pick up where they left off. And I was excited. I thought it was canceled permanently. And this is my favorite cartoon. Keep in mind, I didn't know they're coming out with season 8. And the reason why is you took a 10-year fucking hiatus. Now so now I don't know. So it's too bad we're not going to get.
They probably got a lot of good new ideas over those 10 years. So
they did. Maybe like what's it called? Last Man Standing could be picked up by another studio or whatever. But yeah, DT, if you haven't seen Venture Brothers, your kids and you would love it. That is totally your humor. It is totally your humor. You would absolutely enjoy it.
Well, we just watched Cobra Kai on Netflix, and we really enjoyed that. So it sounds like it might be kind of like that, where it's fast forwarding into the future. It relies on knowledge of the original show and all that. So
yeah, you will very much enjoy that. Gordon Friedman, 10 Canadian dollars. Hey Cappy, I worked as a laborer until my 40s and thinking of taking accounting. Is there a future in accounting? Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, get your CPA if you want, but if you're okay just being a bookkeeper and make, bookkeepers can make pretty good money. $30 an hour, which is about 8,000 Canadian per hour. But yeah, accounting, nothing wrong with that. A lot of guys in the trades, they'll go do accounting because they're bodies get old. You can't swing a hammer all the time. James Rankin for $5. Should I consider myself screwed if I can't get out of the country when it turns into a communist crap hole between finances and having a family there? Hang on. If you can't get out of the country, yeah, you're screwed. You don't have a choice. I mean, they're going to throw you in jail if you A, don't pay your taxes, or B, give up your guns, or C, whatever other weird shit, wear your mask. Yeah, if it turns into a communist shithole, you're screwed. One thing I'm real happy about is I don't have kids. Not to besmirch DT, but I mean, you got to worry about that, DT. I'd imagine you got to worry about your kids' future, right?
You worry about something. I mean, you seem awfully worried. So I mean, everybody worries about something, and worrying about kids, I guess, is a good thing to worry about. I would say. At
least you love your kids. Everyone else just seems to send their kids off. Don't give a shit about. Did you drive your kids to school today?
Yes,
school?
Of course I did.
Yeah. Oh man, that's so cool.
Of course I did.
You're a good dad.
Made sure they were okay. Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you, DT, again, I don't want to pay you compliments, but you are a great dad. Shitty podcaster, but a great dad. You're a really great dad.
That's still one of the best things you said, Cappy, that we would care more about the kids we never had than most people do about the kids they do have.
Right. Yeah. Well, and just look at it. I mean, for God's sake, I don't know what the news has been over in that country that Germany invades on its way to France every World War.
Via my backyard, I know.
Right. With the bike they stole from you. The same thing where when, oh my gosh, we're going to have to send kids home. Every woman, every mom in America freaked out. Well, who's going to raise my kids? And now, we might not send the kids back to school. Oh my God, what am I going to do? I don't know. Raise your fucking kids. I can't say that word. But no, it's shocking when you look at the actions of predominantly mothers, but certainly men who don't stand up or like DT, drive their kids to school. When DT, you were working from home, you pick them up at the bus and then you'd spend time with them and you help them with their homework, right?
Oh, we've managed to swing it where basically they've never been home alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because your parents.
Yeah. Somebody's always been there. Somebody's been there to see him off the bus or on the bus. And it's about setting priorities. That's the key to life is setting priorities, and a lot of parents set their priorities based on the what they see on the television, which is programming you to want things. And it's anybody that says that it takes a 2-parent working household to make a family work is full of shit, because we've never done that. It's setting priorities. It's living with less. It's anybody that tells that, you need 2 salary. Fuck you. DT did it. You can do it too. Fuck off.
2 items. When I did the analysis for Poor Richard's retirement, I looked at the family budget in the 50s and today, right? 2 huge items. Oh, you could say maybe 3, but the 2 main ones. Do you know why you need 2 incomes?
They need two cars.
You need 2. Well, that's the third one. You need 2 cars because wifey poo has to now go work.
Yeah.
Okay. But why does wifey poo have to work? What are the 2 main items?
Housing,
daycare,
housing. The houses are about 2.5 times the size. Every kid needs their own room. Daddy needs a den. You've never visited DT there, Jack, but DT's family lived in a starter home, and that was fine. Each kid had a room. It was perfectly fine. It wasn't a fancy house, but it did. But oh no, we need to live in a place that has the in front of it. The Windmere, the Estate Willows, or something like that.
You wouldn't believe the amount of discipline that we needed to have to stay in that starter home, and how I had to put my foot down many times.
Oh yeah.
And basically say, no, we're not going to upgrade. No.
So you were asked multiple times a question, and they didn't listen to your first answer.
Well, it's in different times. Did
that piss you off, DT?
I mean, it took a lot of strength to look at all your friends upgrading into their big McMansions and stuff, and then go, you know what? I like having free time. Thanks. I like, occasionally going out to dinner or having a good bottle of scotch and not feeling guilty about it because, we got to pay our mortgage and our bills and our electricity. And, a bigger house is a hell of a lot more expensive. Period.
So the bigger house, all right. And you could say cars and things. That's like the third one that really hurts, especially if wifey poo's got to have the grand car. What's the number 2 thing? I'll give you a hint. It's usually the second most expensive thing kids today buy.
The phone?
What? No, it's got to be the college education, right?
College education. Wifey Poo brings in a ton of debt with a worthless degree. If you lady, and they did research, and when I did the research, there's this thing called research. It's called where you look shit up and you get the numbers. And when I did the research for this book, How Not to Become a Millennial, it depends on which study you want to cite. Do you know what % of women are actually losing money going to work because it all is eaten up through taxes and daycare? And if they stayed at home, they come out financially ahead. Do you know? It's a range. It's a big range. But you know where they estimate what % of women, mother workers would be better off if they just stayed the fuck at home and raised their kids?
I'm going to say 66%.
Not that high.
Okay.
No, not that high.
Go ahead, Jack.
50.
50 is the high end. It's between 30 and 50.
So a third to a half. Yeah. Okay.
1 in 3 at the low end
Are
of
losing
you
money.
gals wasted your fucking time going to some fucking bullshit school for some fucking bullshit degree so you could work some fucking bullshit job, and you're losing money instead of you just going home and raising your fucking kids.
But my girlfriends go to work.
Right. Because these people don't love their children more than they love themselves. That's the key thing. I'm sure everybody at some level loves their children, except for like your deadbeat single moms that like use their kids' social security number to open up credit cards or kick their children out when they say, I want to go to college or the military, and they lose section. They hate you. They hate you people, by the way. Like that's been 2 clients I've had. But I'm supremely confident saying this. The majority of parents love themselves more than their own fucking kids because you can see how they behave. They will not raise their fucking kids.
Okay,
so,
question.
I'll let
Do they
DT
love
go
themselves?
because Jack, you're the bitch in this one right now, okay? You're a third wheel. The adult men are talking. You're sitting like, wait, let me ask you this about the Netherlands. When you have a family dinner and the adults sit at the adult table, do they have like the little fold-out table for the kids to go sit in? Do they have that?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, you're at that table. DT, hold on, Jack. The adults are talking now. DT, go ahead.
All I was going to say is that's the math that I did to decide to become a stay-at-home dad. Was I looked at how much am I making, how much am I paying in taxes, how much am I going to have to pay for daycare, and then you see what's left, and you divide that to see what you're making per hour, and you're like, this is insulting. I'm not going to make this small amount of money per hour to pay these other expenses. No fucking way. So I quit.
Oh, DT, pick me. DT, pick me.
Go, Aaron.
You did what?
I did. Instead of Rich Cooper saying do the work, I did the math. Do the math.
Maths or maths?
Do the math.
What is the maths? Can I do the maths?
Everybody can do the math.
Can women do the maths too?
Women can't. Apparently 30 to 50% can.
I know your wife can do the maths.
And
she's good at the maths.
30%, 50% mean 30 out of 100 or 50 out of 100 of anything. That's what percents mean.
This is advanced maths. I don't know if I could do the maths. I want to do the fields. Can I major in children's literature and African-American studies?
Lots of people sell that to you. Lots of sales for that.
Okay, the maths. I'm gonna have to look into this maths thing, or as Jack would say, maths. All right, Jack, you may speak now. What is it, son?
Speak your truth.
Math is sexist. But okay, question. Do they love themselves more, or do they love the opinion of others more?
That's I agree with you, Jack. That's what I was thinking while Aaron was saying that.
That's what I'm wondering.
Well,
it's peer pressure type of thing.
You threw the boomerang, I caught it. Now let me throw it back at you, see if it comes back to me. If that is most important to them, isn't that them self-love? Like if the most important thing is what other people think, popularity and status, wouldn't that be their self-serving? So it is their own self-love that's most important.
But their self-love is dependent on others.
Right, but who's to judge how you judge self-love?
It's chicken and egg.
In their case, others.
Right. There's a fine point somewhere in there, but yes, it is that they care more about the opinion of others than they do their own children.
Ultimately, everything's selfish, right? I mean, I want to be remembered as a good dad, So I'm valuing the opinions of my children as they're adults, so they can look back and say, hey, I was raised right, rather than valuing the opinions of society, or, what I should have been doing, or that I didn't have the cool car or whatever. So I'm still valuing my kids' opinions of me, actually.
But because you have a good moral code or ethical code, you have good priorities. You love your children.
I guess you have to choose whose opinion is the most valuable for your own self-worth. Maybe that's what you're saying.
If you have a soul, and rarely do I use that word, if you have a soul, you will make sure you raise your children correctly. Not spoil them rotten, not ship them out to government daycare facilities or randos at a child care thing. You actually spend the time making the hard decisions to punish them even and hold them up to standards and things. And so that means you have a good moral code. You're not the most important thing. And even though it may be your children that you love more than yourself, and it may quote unquote be self-serving because you put your children first, that still is what you're quote unquote supposed to do. You have a soul, you have morals, you have ethics, you have integrity. Most people today do not put their children first. Yes, everyone is self-serving. I mean, for example, when I wrote The Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty, yes, there was the primary reason was the economic opportunity to, I think it's low-hanging fruit. I actually think within our generation, black men, not women, because they just got that heroin needle of government money right in their veins. They got that government. But black men could close the wage gap between white men or the average American. So that was my primary thing. But you're damn right it was also the self-serve, because I could make some money off of it too. Mm-hmm. But when it's all about you at the expense of others, your children, namely, because you didn't raise them right, you didn't raise them at all, go fuck yourself. You're vile. You're evil. And now, again, I don't like using things like soul or moral like evil, but yeah, you ladies and you guys who don't raise your kids and outsource them, you're evil. You're fucking scum. You're shit.
Yep. I agree.
David,
it can be done. It can be done.
David Little, $2. Cappy, watch The Boys. You will enjoy it. Did you watch that, any of you guys?
No, it's on Prime, right? Is that what it's on?
Do I have to pay for it then?
I think so. I think it's that Prime series. My
lawyer, who is an awesome gal, by the way, who, when she sees me, she hits me upside my head. She, when she picks up the phone, she says, "What the fuck do you want?" So, she's kind of my lawyer. She's like, "Oh, you gotta watch The Boys. You gotta watch The Boys." Okay, I'll watch them. "Oh, no, you really gotta watch The Boys." I'm like, okay, I'll watch The Boys. Casanadio, this is a new guy, for $5. In modern civilization, parenting has been outsourced to the state and pop culture. Absolutely.
Just like Marx wanted.
Even when you're a stay-at-home dad, right?
Yeah.
Those devices, man. The fucking devices.
You let your kids have them. I come over there. I'm like, "Hey, Bert and Ernie." Like, "Hey." I'm like, "Oh, I see you're availing yourself of the wonderful mountains of South Dakota out here."
Those fucking devices, man.
Well, whose fault is it for letting them
I know it's mine. It's
right.
mine. I keep on threatening to take them away forever, and they get better for a little while, and then they regress to wanting to be on them all the time. And I'm trying to get shit done. I'm trying to fix up the house and stuff. So
it's hard.
It's not easy. Let's put it that way. It's not, and it's different. I mean, there are different distractions in the past, to be sure, but to have something that addicting right there, and just a couple pushes of the button, and you're in the world, and you're, it's not good. So
I can't wait till they watch the Cardi B song, the WAP. And then they all become Cardi B because DT didn't. He was too busy cleaning the gutters. And then
I think that was on Tucker, and
Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, and they were downstairs at the time. I don't know if we were eating dinner or what, but I said, if you ever listen, that woman is evil. You never ever listen to that shit.
Is she
total
evil?
Garbage.
Is she evil, or is she just participating in Operation Evil?
I don't know. I don't care.
I think Cardi B.
You judge a man by his deeds, right? You judge a man by his actions.
Well, yeah, yes, but Cardi, you can't be that dumb to
No, I blame society. I blame society. Society is what has made Cardi B. I mean, it's always back to the people. Go ahead, Jack.
Yes, Jack. What is it, son? Would you have
From
something
the children's table? I mean, Cardi B went on record telling she drugged men so she could pickpocket them. So I think Cardi B is pretty effing evil.
Okay. All right. Well, then.
But
then
what is
screw her.
society? I mean, that society rewards her, and so I mean, I can never get past the point of it's regular people's fault. It's your fucking neighbor. You want to blame society? It's your fucking neighbor.
Joe Biden interviewed her. Like,
yeah, right. Yeah, he
Joe
did.
Biden. Wait, Joe
Yeah,
Biden.
the
other way
has a
around.
show?
Joe Biden let himself be interviewed by her. And
Right.
Cardi B.
guess what she wanted?
Free healthcare and reparations.
Almost
Free abortions.
free everything.
Free everything.
I want my free education. I want my free this. I want my free healthcare.
You know what? You know she doesn't do her own taxes then, because that gal has no clue how much money she's paying in taxes.
No. Let her be.
Then I stand corrected. I thought she was like, Oprah, mercenary, knew what she was doing. No, she's just a bitch that got popular.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd rather have my kids listen to Two Live Crew before it's like that Cardi B crap. If any of you remember Two Live Crew.
No.
Hey guys, I have a request. Can you just indulge me for a second?
Sure.
Who was that guy that was killed in Minneapolis again? Who was that guy they knelt on his neck? What was his name again?
George Floyd.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
What
playing
about him?
I'm playing the sounder right now.
Oh. Okay. Is it the Jesus sounder?
Yes, the Jesus sounder. Yeah.
Okay. Troy Kostelecki, a regular whose wife kindly sent me jam made by their child slave labor for $2. Should I have more kids than I can afford? Yes. You do you, Troy. You go, and for God's sake, don't have it with the same woman. Everyone, there should be no full-blooded siblings in the United States going forward. We should all have half siblings now, and the state should raise us all. I'll tell you this, the Troys of the world, and they're far and few between. There's another gal, Rachel. They got nuclear families. They love their kids. They spend time with their kids. And you know who's happy? There's two people that are happy in addition to the husband. You know who these people are?
The children.
The kids are happy. They're learning to fish. They're learning to hunt. They're just sitting there doing whatever kids. Dad's playing with mom's playing. You know who else is happy?
He?
Well, not the husband. This is crazy.
The wife.
The wives, the happiest women I've seen are women who love their husband, support their husband, and are usually playing a feminine role. They're cooking, they're making things. In Rachel's case, she's cleaning guns, so it's kind of cool. The happiest women I've seen are those that play the role of a wife. Now, again, libertarian, you girls can do whatever the F you want. You can become spinster professors. You could become Cardi B, the happiest. Have you seen any feminists smile? Have you seen a feminist smiling?
No.
I see wives smile. I know another guy. He took a party girl. She was all enamored with him because he's completely jacked. And she's like, so where's this going? He's telling me the story. He's like, I started laughing at her. Going? You are a hole for me to have sex with. Why would I commit to you? He's like, you're on all these drugs, both legal and illicit. You go partying with your girlfriends. You have debt. You have no life. And he didn't punch her. He metaphorically punched her in her gut, woke her up. Guess what? She got rid of the drugs. Oh my gosh. Did you know she didn't have social anxiety disorder? It was just her bitch of a mom and absent father that might have. She got a job. She got rid of her debt. You know what she does where she's happiest?
At home?
She's at home making food for him and his daughter. She loves being the mom. She loves being. Now, I don't know, ladies, because that master's degree in early childhood education must be really important, raising somebody else's genetic material. But the happiest I've seen is the opposite of what you're being told. But by all means, lady, follow the Cardi B. Go
keep
follow her.
Saying most women just need some man that tells them how it is.
Is that our responsibility?
That, no. Yet what the guy did in this case, he had a girl that showed up or whatever, maybe he picked her up. And then, of course, nature kicks in and the unavoidable conversation of where is this going happens. And he just put her in her place.
Right.
And I tend to believe that most women need that when push comes to shove.
They need that. she responded to it. Most other gals, like, fuck you, and probably slap a fake rape accusation against him. Like, I just use you as a whole. I mean, that would. I was like, oh, hang on.
My kind of man. Like already.
First rule of Fight Club.
So Troy, yes, have more kids than you can afford. And Cardi B and the Democrats and Black Lives Matter will get you the money that you deserve. Oh, wait, you're the guy. You're fucked. Yeah. Persian King 1374 for $3 Australian dollars. He says nothing. He just says
silence. Well, you like silence. You wanted silence.
Like for $3, he gets to say something. Maybe people just don't want to say anything. They just want to give a little bit of money. That's nice of them.
To the
James Rankin for $5 took care of my wife through the brain tumor, bad pregnancy, and taught my daughter how to read, write, and speak while working 60 to 100 hours per week.
Wow.
Yeah, James, and DT's got to take those tablets away from the kids. That might take like 15, 20 seconds,
Somebody's always got it worse. Somebody's always got it worse. I had had the 3 months in the NICU with my firstborn, and multiple times she almost died basically. And I had to save her life a few times, but somebody's always got it worse. The minute you think that you've had it bad, there's James Rankin shows up. Hey, you think you've got it bad.
Yeah. No, it's
so good for you, James, man.
Yeah. That is still one of my favorite podcasts you've ever done in your life. We talked about that kid and how you left religion for that and all that.
Right.
Fred, email me your request. You get free barter because you're helping me with the actuary stuff. If Cappy had just stayed a Christian, would he have married a cute Christian girl? I've dated Christian girls, Fred. They're cute. They're not marriage material. I will say this with supreme confidence. Your secular girls are better than your Christian girls. Your Muslim girls are better than your Christian girls. The Jewish girls, I don't know about that. Most Christian girls today are only that because they want to belong to a club. It has absolutely nothing to do with Christ. If you could say this is a guaranteed Christian girl, okay, fine. But they are the exception, not the rule. Parent in the clergy. Wait, hang on. If Cappy had just stayed a Christian, would he have married a cute Christian girl and had a family? No, I would never have had a family either.
I said that. Hey, it says if you had stayed a Christian, that means
but
you stay brainwashed. We'd stay brainwashed.
No, I'd still be poor.
If you're a Christian, you just act on faith. You just step out, take the leap of faith.
Do you know when I knew it was bullshit?
When they said just take the leap of faith?
No, when I was 3 years old. Like they're trying to shove me because I always viewed Jesus as a pedophile looking guy. He's some weird hippie with long hair and a beard, an unkept beard. I was just like, which is good and healthy. Look, modern day guy walks down the street looking like Jesus. He's not Christ. His name is Bob Bobson. Okay. Do you want to run up to him and ask forgiveness as a little kid? You want your little kids like trusting some long haired, bearded, hippie looking freak on the street in robes?
His shirt was very expensive, according to Christians.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so he wasn't a poor guy. He was
son of a
parent in the clergy could have helped the setup. No, because all you Christians get divorced all the same. No.
He's saying if you had stayed a Christian, use your imagination here. You're brainwashed. You're a Christian.
I would have had a lot less sex. It would have been a lot more boring sex.
Yeah, instead of being 3 thinking that Jesus is a pedo, you said, oh, Jesus loves me. And so you continued along that path. Would you have married a cute Christian girl and had a family? That's what he's saying.
No, because we were poor. And I didn't want to be poor. And there was never a point in my life until I was like 37 that I could afford a kid.
Did God say be fruitful and multiply only when you have money? Is that what he said?
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the quote.
No, I'm not that dumb of a Christian. Huh?
Did I tell you the story about the Christian guy I met whose wife cheated?
And he forgave her.
Oh, man. I had a conversation with him. Guy has 2 kids. And he told me apparently she cheated on him with his best friend.
Ugh.
And he was so indoctrinated. He looked me straight in the eye. He said, I made a promise to God, and so did she. And if I'm going to keep that promise, she will as well. And I looked at him and I'm like, she already broke that promise, man. Yeah, but I want to be stronger than the both of us. I'm like, I know you for your, but no.
You at least take the ring off your finger, because the ring on your finger is actually her promise to you. it's not your promise to her to remain faithful. So
if
when you
I
think about
wanna-
the ceremony,
if I want to get all Christian, what I would do, I say, well, wait, Dave had multiple wives. Okay, maybe
Right.
I don't have. I'm going to go see if I can't get a concubine going on. If
Right.
if you want to adhere to it, but he is not the only person I've known who's gotten screwed. Wife has cheated on him, and they're like, no, I made a promise to God. Dirty, dirty, dirty. I'm like, oh, the pedophile looking guy that you wanted me to go sit on his lap at 3 years old. I was more comfortable sitting on Santa's lap at 3 than pedophile guy.
So you would be more of a Samson Christian than a Jesus Christian. You like
What's
you like
Samson
people that
Christian?
well, he was a warrior, right? They
I know
kick ass.
Samson. I didn't know there was a type.
No, I'm just
Cappy,
saying.
a warrior?
Once Jesus came on the scene, that's what ruined it for you. So maybe the Old Testament's okay.
The Old Testament is honest.
Yeah.
Don't do dumb shit or I'll punish you. Period. I'll take away your tablets. Well, here it is back. See, that's DT right there, his parenting. He's all fire and brimstone. I am a vengeful God. I will take away your tablets. And he takes away the tablets. And then the New Testament.
I haven't broken the tablets yet, like
the
Moses.
New
though.
Testament is like 5 seconds later. Oh, okay, here you go. Then you're the pussy God, the pussy Jesus. Oh, everything's okay. All right, you can
That's
screw
actually a
up.
good metaphor. I go up
It
to the
is.
mountain like Moses, have
Right,
the tablets.
the tablets.
I'm returning from the mountain with the tablets, and the kids are going nuts with a golden calf. And I go, God damn it!
Instead of Baal, they're worshiping Cardi B.
Right.
Here's Persian King. He gets for 2 more Australian bucks. He's looking stunny and brave, Mr. Celery. Thank you, Persian King. Thank you. That's Josh Landrum's in the house. We got let me scroll through this here. Fred again for $2. I did email you, Miss Super Chats. I missed it. Okay, all right. We're gonna have to do Miss Super Chats again. I gotta fly out to Portland.
Ha!
Yeah.
Why?
Are
you sure you want to do that? Act like your parents.
No, I
are.
don't.
Why
I'm
do
sure
you
I
want
don't
to
want
do that?
I don't want to. I have to, because a buddy of mine, we're gonna go visit a buddy of mine before it gets to, and then we're gonna go down to Vegas and visit Baldoni and get to the Southern Command. But a buddy of mine lives in Salem, and so to get to Salem, you have to fly to Portland. And I've never been to Portland, and I am so not looking forward to it. But my point is, I fly out Thursday, and I got to get all this crap done. See, you guys all think this is just and I go jerk off and play video games and eat ice cream or get drunk. That's not the case. Sometimes I don't eat ice cream. But the larger point, it's just there's no. So I gotta do super chats now that I missed. But Fred, thanks, man. Just you have the right to email me whatever questions you got, and I'll put them up on this. Fred did all this analysis. Like I had my model programmed, and all I asked Fred was like, all right, take a look at the formula and tell me what you think. Like, does that result in the base number I'm trying to get to? Then he looks up the data for me. He's like, oh, here's the research. Here's the data. I'm like, whoa, Fred, I thought I had to do this. So now Fred saved me at least an hour of time.
He likes analysis.
Yeah, he does.
You gave him something to do, and he loved it. I bet.
I told him like, well, maybe you consult on your new job or your old job, and then he sent me a cost benefit analysis of that. I'm like, hey, you didn't have to do that, Fred. It's just an idea. Just saying, like, well, and then my cost and my opportunity cost.
You see his avatar; it's Friedman and Soul.
Persian King for another $3 Australian dollars. JC always needs the Benjamins for some reasons. Yes, they always.
There's a great bit by George Carlin about God and money. He needs money.
Have you seen these videos where it's black churches and someone will be acting dead or paralyzed, and then like a ton of money is thrown on to the pastor, and he reads, oh my gosh, hey,
slain in the spirit,
like literally putting quarters into the machine. It's like, and then $100 bill cured me of my paralysis, and they all believe it. I think a lot of this is happening in African churches, where your church, your pastor is like lying there because he doesn't have enough money.
Hey guys. I gotta go. Cappy, you podcasting on Thursday?
No, Thursday I'm flying.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll see you next week or something about that. DT, great meeting you, by the way. First time.
Yeah, nice talking to you, Jack. Yeah, I'm on Gab now. I don't see anybody. I don't see Twitter or Facebook or anything anymore. So I've ghosted the internet essentially.
Dude, just get Twitter so you can follow people and DM them. You use it as a messaging text. That's the same thing with Facebook.
I know I had it and I deleted it. I don't know.
Just get Messenger. You don't even need to have. You don't have to go to Facebook. Just go to Messenger and just that's it. You know,
comes in handy. Well, thanks for having me on. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, see you later, John.
Have a good day or night, whatever it is. Good day, good night.
I'm getting him a gift. You're gonna get super chats, but I'm gonna get him a gift.
Oh, you're giving me. You don't need to give me super chats.
I know.
Just send your subscribers. Typing. Black Brigade. Go hit the subscribe. You never have to listen to me again. This is Cappy's idea to get me 1,000 subscribers.
Okay,
it's Operation 1,000 subscribers.
All right. So what are you at now?
I'm over I'm at 300. I don't know if I picked up. I'm looking at my count, and it doesn't seem like very many people
so we have
coming over.
We have 200 people right now tuning in. If you don't like the video or whatever, go to YouTube, search Black Brigade Debrief. You'll find it. Go like
Black Brigade page channel. Okay,
follow him, and then you'll be that much closer. It's not that hard nowadays to get to 1,000.
And it's simulcasting. I'm simulcasting this podcast. Right. Is this the first simulcast?
First, you broke my simulcasting cherry. Yes, you broke my simulcasting.
It's kind of cool.
Yep. I'm running out of cherries to burst. Me and the GF were driving like, hey, we've never been down this road before. Oh, I broke your 48th Street cherry. Yay. We've never exited this way before on the highway. Hey, we broke our
Everything sucks with you. Everything's about sex.
Everything is, well, who said that? Was that everything's about power except sex? Sex is about power. Was that some theory? All right. Pershing King for $3 Australian. Cappy's shit sighting tour in Oregon. No, I'm not.
You're not going to go down? You're not just going to.
We're going straight to Salem or wherever he lives in Salem. And we're just going to hang out in Salem. Oregon is a beautiful state. Otherwise,
you would have a definite chance of doing something in self-defense in Portland. God.
Nope, just
I know it's smart. I mean, yeah, it's not worthwhile going down there for sure.
It's not. Well, that idiot kid with the gun that shot the 3 people, admittedly, who attacked him.
It's self-defense for sure.
It's just like, no. You know what my number one concern with Oregon?
Well, I'm the let it burn guy. You don't have to convince me. I'm the let it burn guy. Look at Trump might actually win Minnesota. Why? Because the fucking city's burned to the ground. That's what it takes to wake people up.
Dude. No, Minnesotans are too fucking
I know.
stupid.
They're not going to do it, but
they're going to vote Democrat.
Well, you're saying there's a chance.
You could have Joe Biden himself raping your wife and your daughter, and these Minnesota cuck men will vote Democrat.
Well, they voted for Keith Ellison.
Well, they vote right.
They've already done it. They've already voted
Trump
for
isn't going to win. Trump ain't going to win. He's not going to win Minnesota,
right?
At least. And you know what? Good. Oh, by the way, did I tell you I drove? I'm doing like the last rounds before I move.
Okay.
Because there might be a chance I'd move in winter, but then I'd be going.
You drove at DT's compound 1.0, right? Is that you drove by there?
Where was 1.0?
Well, my original.
Wait, no, not your original. Oh no, I didn't go there. I'm talking in Minneapolis. I went to Minneapolis. My house was several blocks away from all the chaos and destruction. So I started in Uptown. Where, by the way, it's all boarded up now. I was shocked, like the Hennepin Lake, there's buildings boarded up. And the juxtaposition with all these leftist rich kids who are borrowing money, like there's these luxury condos now, and right next door, there's this boarded up building. There's a new luxury condo going in. Calhoun Square's been shut down. It is hilarious how delusional these young leftist people, they think, oh no, it's still
going to come back.
Right. Everything was out at you ever go to Uncommon Grounds, the coffee shop?
I've heard of it.
See. Now, I don't know if you got how funny and clever that was. See,
yes, I understand.
I'll explain it to you because this is some pretty high level intelligent shit these leftists do. See, it's coffee and they called it Uncommon Grounds because you might be on a date and you be on uncommon grounds. That's one meaning. But coffee also comes grounded. So it might also mean the coffee is uncommon.
Or it's the common grounds of the city. It's the common grounds of the city, like the park, like Central Perk, let's say.
I see what you did there. So those dipshits were still out there. I went to Sebastian Joe's for the last time, where they had a wonderful art display of all Black Lives Matter and white people suck. And I'm like, okay, last time.
What was his name again?
George Floyd.
Yeah. I'm playing the song.
I don't.
See, if your viewers would go over and to Black Brigade, they'd have the sounders.
I will admit, you have some hilarious sounders, and you have to watch the videos too, because you put some hilarious graphics with. You turned George Floyd into Jesus.
Yeah. Yep.
My favorite is the super duper racist alert. That is the funniest one. That is the. I think Juan. Remember, didn't Juan love your super duper racist?
Yeah,
Juan Cabrera.
Juan's a regular listener.
So anyway, Sebastian Joe's, I went there, and I was going to go another time, and two things put me off. One was the Black Lives Matter, and oh my God, see, don't burn us down. The other thing, they were down like a third of their ice cream choices, and the ice cream I had was totally icy.
Huh.
It wasn't creamy.
Just sitting there for a while, getting all whatever that's called, freezer burned.
It was, freezer burned. It was freezer burned. Labor Day, not that many people. And
that's Sebastian Joe's. It's getting freezer burned. They're not going through product fast enough.
Izzy's Ice Cream closed down. That's the St. Paul equivalent. They closed down. And I'm like, they're going to close
in
down.
the summer. Yeah.
Yeah. They're closing down. Labor Day weekend. I predict that they're going to close down. And so that was my last time. And that was like one of, if not I remember going to Sebastian Joe's before I had a car here. That was 1993. I've always gone there. I've offered to buy their artwork for the Pavarotti ice cream. They have a little plaque up there. I was like, so that's it. That's the end of an era. And that may be gone.
Right.
That may be gone. So then the GF headed off with a bunch of gals. I'm like, you know what? It's 4:00. I got my pistol. I'm going to do the rounds now, save myself a trip out west. Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to kill my time. And because I wanted to just hit a couple landmarks before I left, because I'm never coming back to Minneapolis. I might come back here to drive somewhere, but maybe visit my mom. But otherwise, I'll fly to Milwaukee to visit the rest of my family members.
I think I'm only coming back for funerals. I mean, I really don't want to go back at all.
Yeah. So I drove all the way from uptown to see the devastation and whatnot, all the way to my old place, which is in Seward, which is all the way to the river, right on the border of St. Paul. And it wasn't that bad. Like, there wasn't that many burnt down buildings, but I was shocked how many buildings were boarded up and had graffiti.
Right.
And do you know, it starts in uptown. It goes all the way to about 30th on the other side of Hiawatha. Atham looked this all up. DT, what type of people populate that stretch of Lake Street?
Oh, well, Lake
Maybe
Street.
You don't know because you haven't been there in a while.
I mean, traditionally, Lake Street has been of a darker hue, but maybe it's being gentrified now?
No, that's uptown. What type of darker hue?
What do you mean, what type? I mean, are the Somalis moving in?
Every immigrant. It's the immigrant community.
Right.
So there's some Somalis, there's some Mexicans, there's some Latinos as well.
Sure.
There's Middle Easterners, the falafel shop. Like, what you want to talk about diversity in the literal sense.
Right.
Every type of
100% diversity.
Almost 100% diversity. And there was still, there's the McDonald's or whatever else like that. They fucked up the immigrant community.
Right.
And then right when it gets, like, once you approach the river where the somewhat nice houses are starting to come in, it ended.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you shouldn't be doing this anyway. You shouldn't be targeting white people. You just fucked up your immigrant community.
Yeah, all this hard work.
Ahmed comes all the way from Iraq. His family died, or half his family died. Oh my gosh, I made it to America. Well, I can only afford to open my tobacco shop or my hookah lounge here on Lake Street, but I'll give it destroyed. They're going to vote Democrat again. Guarantee you they're going to vote Democrat. Absolutely.
Yeah. They're going to promise them rebuilding funds or whatever. You want a little warm fuzzy?
Sure.
For the rebuilding issue?
I love insurance doesn't pay?
There's a video out there. I think the guy's name is Mike Christensen. He called attention to the insurance situation in Minneapolis, St. Paul, because all these leftists like to say, well, we're just burning down property. It's just insurance. They got insurance. They'll be able to
see the guy who
rebuild.
got his arm shot, and the meme says, it's okay. He's got insurance.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So what's happened is the city has declared that all of this rubble needs to be treated as hazardous waste. Okay. So the demolition costs covered by insurance. I mean, insurance companies are not assuming you're going to have to demo your entire fucking building, right?
Right.
So the max is usually $25,000 to $50,000 demolition costs. The bids that they are getting are $200,000 to $300,000 to haul away the rubble.
Let's invest in a Marxist city. We should invest in major metropolitan leftist shitholes. What could go wrong?
So it's not going to rebuild. I mean, if I was one of these owners, I would make my insurance claim and I'd walk away and just hand over the rubble to the city.
Yeah, but here's another thing. The rubble's not even getting cleaned up.
Right, exactly. It's not going to.
It's still rubble. I drove past. It wasn't like there was this empty, neatly cleaned lot with a for sale sign ready for development. The shit's still there.
Right.
What, 4 or 5 months later? I don't know.
And so the city is going to be stuck with that bill.
Right.
To clean it up.
It's an eyesore.
And then they maybe will declare it non-hazardous waste so they can actually get rid of it.
Let me show you why Minnesota is not going to vote Trump again. Do you know what happened to housing sales in Minneapolis?
In Minneapolis, did they go up?
They went up.
The man got out.
Prices are higher than ever. People want to move. People are getting like, how dumb are you people?
Get out while the getting's good, man. The man, I guess, got out or is getting out.
He got out. Yep, he did. But I got 2 friends. They're not in Minneapolis. One's in St. Louis Park. The other's Crystal or maybe Robbinsdale.
You got to get the fuck out of all those areas.
I'm telling you, if you're in anything, if you're in Hennepin or Ramsey County, get out. But certainly anything within 494, 694, get the F out.
You got to get out. 100%.
All right, I will. Okay, I'll clean the kitchen. You need to redo the kitchen and get a realtor. You either lower your price and don't
take what you can get. Take whatever you can fucking get.
and yeah, so but anyway, so I drove through. It wasn't really shocking, I guess, because I drove North Philly one time. It's kind of the same thing. And then I got to the River Road. I went past my old place, and then I went to the Hexagon. It is burnt down. I was shocked.
What was the Hexagon?
Hexagon was like the neighborhood bar, kind of like all the grunge and emo Gen Xers went there in their youth, and now and every leftist went there. There's nothing but leftists in that town. Right. It's burnt down. Then I went north towards the highway, and then just cut over. And there's not. Now I'm down to Jack's Cafe.
Okay.
The Front, where I met the original founder. His name was Disco Duke. Disco Duke would show up with his candy on his arm back in the 90s. That's why I learned to swing dance.
You got to do Manelli's or whatever. What's that place in St. Paul that you
Mancini's?
Like? Mancini's, yeah.
I'll do that. Maybe that'll be where my going away party might be.
That's your favorite place, right? Yeah.
Yes, that is my favorite place. But then what I was going to say, I'm going to do the Front. The Jack's Cafe. I already did Sebastian. There's nothing. That's it.
Right.
We went downtown Minneapolis too.
Nicollet got fucked
all
up.
screwed up. Yeah.
You know how much money went into that for their pedestrian friendly fucking street?
So hilarious.
It's really friendly for the mobs now, isn't it? Oh, it's a livable, walkable community so that they can go burn your fucking store down.
You know the media that tells us how we're bad people because we're white or we're male, we're privileged. You know the media?
Yes.
You know CBS, WCCO?
Right.
Yeah, well, they're downtown right on Nicollet. Guess how many windows they got?
Oh, God.
None. They got no windows. It's all boarded up.
The sound of the breeze coming through on the broadcast. One last brilliant thing with this insurance story I forgot to mention. Who is the city council? What is the specific turn of phrase that the city council is using to place blame? So they're getting
a COVID. What racism? Racism.
Okay, I'll tell. There are limited companies that can handle this hazardous waste rubble, and that's why the costs have gone up because there's too much work for the amount of companies that they have to do the job. So what do leftists consider that?
Market failure.
Almost too expensive toilet paper. What do they consider that? Price
gouging.
There you go. Price gouging. Ding,
price
ding, ding. They're
gouging.
saying it's price gouging. God, they just never learn. They'll never ever learn, and that's why you have to leave. That's why you have to let it burn, because they'll never learn.
And I'm just shocked at how dumb these people are to burn. Because I have some sympathy for an immigrant.
Oh, for sure.
Because unless you came from wealth, which most of them didn't, you made it. Like, oh God, thank God. And now it looks like the war zone you just left back at home. Like, what the fuck? And I'm just wondering, okay, hey, immigrant community, are you going to vote Republican this time? Huh? You didn't even have your property protected. You had your lives threatened. Are you gonna, I mean, maybe Republicans aren't your bestest of friends, but they're going to have law and order. Right. And I guarantee you, Minneapolis and St. Paul are going to go left just the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it frustrates me because I don't understand how people can be this stupid.
It's going to take more. Yeah, it's going to take more destruction.
But I'm happy. You know why?
Well, that you don't have to. See, the reason why I'm happy is because we've made an effort. We've tried to wake people up. We've tried to tell them the truth, and we're rejected. So it's like, okay, fuck you. Bye. We're gone. We're done.
Why? You're right. But here's why are leftists all pro-city? Why do you say you got to go live in the city? Why do I have to go to New York and San Francisco?
Well, I mean, they're pro-city because that's where all the action is. That's what they say. But
part of
a lot of it is the global warming stuff. They don't want you driving in cars. They want you all there. But so when you talk,
why do leftists choose to live in cities? You said where all the action is, but there's another reason why. Maybe that's why young leftists live in cities. Why do old leftists live in cities?
Oh God, you'll have to just tell me.
Culture. That's where the culture is.
Yeah, they do say that.
That's where the culture is.
Right.
With all their Curran's is gone. Kieran's is gone. Britt's Pub is gone. What culture is there left?
I guarantee these people that say that all the cultures in these cities have never gone to small town America and just visited small town America. Not the touristy shit, but just small town America. Go to a restaurant here, a bar there, a historic theater to watch a movie here. There is tons of culture.
But you're missing you're not paying attention. Is there any culture left in Minneapolis now?
No. Well, there's bad culture.
Yeah, okay. You want to go to the Walker Art Center and look at some really shitty ding-ding art. Okay.
Bad culture.
Sebastian Joe's is probably going to be gone. Herkimer's is gone. Bryant Lake Bowl will probably be gone. The MIA, I don't think is going to stick around. Those precious artifacts, they actually have a real collection. They may have to move that out because if that got broken into some genuine precious pieces of human archaeology, would be lost forever. Right. I'm trying to think. You can't go downtown. There's
Science Museum. There's the Science Museum.
That's St. Paul. That's kind of cool, But my point is, Little Tijuana. Do you know Little Tijuana's gone?
No, I don't think I've ever been there.
Well, Little Tijuana's where everyone would go for after hours, after close. Okay. And you go bar hopping, there is no culture left in the Twin Cities. Right. Certainly no Minneapolis culture. Yes, you can listen to Mozart and Beethoven over at Orchestra Hall. All right.
Right.
Yes, I'm sure at the De La June Theater, which wasn't burnt down yet, you can watch some shitty fucking theater put on by some shitty fucking actors in the shitty fucking state known as the shitty state. And so I'm sure you can watch, and I'm sure there's a political message with it too. But you think they're going to have the state, what's it called?
Holly Dazzle Parade?
Holly Dazzle might be gone. Yeah. Now, of course, a lot of this may be due to COVID, but the Uptown Art Fair, you think anyone's going to go to that? What about sports?
Right.
You think,
are they ever coming back? It's empty stadiums right now.
Well, it's empty stadiums right now, but white people this and white people that. I'm like, don't know if you ever watched the stands in a Twins game recently.
Right.
Yes, you will. There is diversity, and you will find people from all walks of life. But people coming in from Chaska, not a lot of the brothers or the Latinos hailing into that part of the.
Yeah.
So no, there's no culture. There's nothing left. Nothing. Right. Even Danger Betty's is gone. They're getting rid of Danger Betty's.
Isn't it amazing how, what was that, a week? That's what it took, right?
What?
That's how fragile the city was. I mean, we saw the fragility of it with all this leftist bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But this happened fast. It really did. I mean, once it hit that point, bam, and now nothing's coming back. They make one mistake, and it was a big mistake, abandoning the 3rd precinct or 5th precinct or whatever, and so just open license to burn everything down. And they had a couple bad nights, and it's going to be gone for 10, 20 years.
It's like a turd in a punch bowl. You got the biggest punch bowl. If you see a little rabbit turd in there, it doesn't take that much,
right?
Because and that's about probably scale to what it is. Like if Minneapolis was a punch bowl, speaking of surface area, just a little, a strip, that was it. That's all that's enough.
Right.
Because it tells you the city is not going to protect your property. They're not going to protect you. And they're going to let thugs and scumbags and parasites and looters and rioters destroy it.
Right.
And then they're going to all hide behind race. It's like, no.
I just hit the that's racist. I just hit the that's racist sounder. By the way.
Of course.
You're being so racist.
Everything is race. Everything. Especially even the white people in Antifa fucking shit up. Yeah, that's race too. No, so it doesn't take that much. And now people are leaving. At least the smart money, like the businesses are not investing. Perkins was like all the major, so the franchise stores, a lot of the restaurants and franchise stores are gone because they have like profit requirements.
Right.
They have tolerances, to quote the competent man. And all of a sudden this store or that branch, wasn't tenable anymore, wasn't profitable anymore. So then they left. So the Perkins, that's been gone. That was way before anything else. That was graffitied up. Nothing.
But I guarantee once COVID stops and people start actually, they're going to work from home more than they were originally. And they probably will refuse to go downtown. I mean, I can't imagine anybody. Oh, well, we're opening up the office again. Mm-hmm. Time to come back into the office.
No,
I'm not going downtown to pay for parking and risk my life to go work at your fucking shitty company. No way.
Well, and on top of that, like it's a confluence of two events where it's like we just prove for what I'm going to predict as a full year. We don't need to come into the office. So I think those downtown skyscrapers are going to go into disrepair. It's going to be great. It's Escape from New York, baby.
The whole city's dark.
Let's get to the super chat. Steve Ochoa, $5. Should I invest in the U.S. if I plan to live in another country? What other countries would you recommend investing in? I don't know, man. I haven't looked. I haven't done any research. I would go with countries that have low debt to GDP. They aren't communist and they have low corruption. So maybe that's a start list you can go with. Also keep in mind, U.S. companies, even though they may be headquartered here, they've done very well in diversifying their portfolio. So they have international operations. So you could still invest in the United States company, but you don't have as much exposure to the United States because 60% of their revenue is derived overseas. So that's something to consider. Steve Ochoa for $2 again. Working less than 60 hours a week sucks. I'd be inclined to agree.
Really? You think that?
Well, by work, you got to work out, you got to work, and you got to spend time with your kids, raise your kids, and you got to do chores. That's 60 hours a week. If you don't have a job, you're maybe working 20. And the average, that's why I go.
You need something to do.
Yeah. You need something to do, and so that's where I'll go. All I do is this type of work, and I'll get bored. And I'm like, God, I got to go do something. And I look around, and none of my friends are around, and then I'm forced and compelled to go back and do more work. So
see, I pretty much don't take any day off anymore. I mean, I'm always doing something now. I'll sit there, and it's like, I could get that done. Yeah, let's just do it.
Well, especially now you got a new house. Not that it's new, but you've purchased a house, and every new house needs a repair.
All kinds of stuff.
All kind of stuff goes in there. Persian King for another $3 Australian midnight session under communist lockdown in Melbourne.
Yeah, Australia is having lots of problems now. Yeah.
Are they locking down because of Corona, or they got more fires now?
No, it's Corona, and they're really putting that government boot down in Australia after they got all your guns,
I feel so bad. Now, this is not Adam Pigott because he's not in Australia. I know someone who's in Australia, and this person thought they knew so much about socialism, and I was an idiot. It's good to hear that they're in lockdown now. Not for you, Persian King, but for the socialists I know who just knew so much.
I mean, I guess the big one that got everybody angry was some pregnant woman was arrested for for encouraging on social media protesting the lockdown.
Okay. Don't care. I'm enjoying the decline.
That's why I'm not on Facebook and Twitter. It's just giving people ammunition. So.
Yeah, and I gotta, with my already short and fused, I gotta be careful with this. Big Vis 497. I might have, or for $5, I might have to beat you, Cappy. There's a coffee place here called the Hipster. Oh,
the Hipster. Oh,
God.
oh, yeah.
Oh, there's a place that some people need to.
Right next to the bakery called the Man Bun.
So many people that need to go swim to China. Oh, God. I have the GF. Why do you get so angry all the time? And I'm like looking like
see,
he understands, but
you know what I've reached? I've reached total zen now. It's like Mrs. DT is the one that's angry all the time. And it's like, now do you understand why I was angry 10 years ago?
Yeah.
When everybody's saying you're no fun to hang out with, DT. Now does everybody understand why I was so pissed off? Because I saw all this shit coming down and nobody was listening.
I had one of the greatest compliments from a friend of mine that I've known for 20 years. And 20 years ago, we were all in our 20s and doing dumb things and all this. And I was the one not leftist, libertarian. And he says, man, you know, I know the guys gave you a lot of guff back then, but you were right about everything. I'm like, yeah.
There's very few people that do that.
Yeah. Oh, he was always on my side too, but he's like, you know, we thought we were like, no, you were right. I'm like, yeah, I was. Yeah.
That's all I was looking for when Minneapolis, St. Paul was on fire. That's all I was looking for. I heard it from you. I bet you glad you got out of there on time. I heard it from a lifelong friend of mine. And that was about it. And the man basically told Mrs. DT, well, DT was right.
Yeah. No, and you know what? I'm not even looking for him to say that I was right, but what I hate to say this about people that are friends of mine or were friends of mine, but it's just, you guys were wrong. These people had kids, a lot of teachers, you know, they worked for the St. Paul public schools, Minneapolis public schools, Richfield public schools, and they're white. These are white families. You know where they have to send their kids?
Oh God. What's the name of that college? Carleton or not Carleton? I can't remember what the name of the college
is. The school, K through 12. We're not talking college. You know where they have to send their little kids?
Oh, the little kids.
Yeah,
Is
like
there
a 10
Is there a private school in there?
No. They're sending them to the public schools that they teach at because they want their kids to have diversity. They are so addicted to this. I'm like, well, okay, so your kid's going to get a real shitty education. Unless you sit down and spend time with them, they're probably going to get in a fight. And you yourself are complicit in anti-white propaganda that's rife within these schools. Right. And you're going to send your kid, because what, DT, what do they love more than their children?
Themselves, of course.
Their politics and their self, by extension, themselves. Yeah. And so I look at this and I don't have to lift a finger. I don't have to.
No.
And then it's like, well, you're probably.
And then you make money on them. Make money on them as an asshole consultant.
They'll never come. No,
I meant just in general. That's what happens.
Oh, their kids. Yeah, the kids will come.
They fuck up their kids, and then the kids need help, and they pay you to tell them what they could have told them for free.
Just had a black gentleman today for asshole consulting, and hey, what's going on? And it's like, well, let me tell you, hey, what's going on here, buddy? Yeah. So by all means, ladies and gentlemen, keep loving your politics more than your children. And ladies, keep divorcing your husbands and putting your career ahead of your children. I need future clients. Okay, please keep fucking up your children. So sad. That's what I'm cheering on. Django Geek for $5. Anytime I go more than 2 weeks without seeing this one girl, she throws a fit and threatens to not have sex. She's threatened by my independence. That's a good position to be in. You go 2 weeks without seeing her. You there, DT? We lose you?
Yeah, no, I'm not. I just don't have much to say about sex.
Well, you're married. Of course.
No, that's fine. That's fine there. I'm just I just don't focus on that.
I remember I dated this gal. She was a Democrat, nice, sweet girl, though. But she would never have sex. And she ended up going to the same school I did, college. And I was busy. I had to work. And so I wasn't having sex. It was like, well, that's not a priority. I got to eat. And I think one time she ended up calling the dispatch to have me escort her home. And I'm walking home like, hey, what's going on? And she started crying because I hadn't seen her in a week and a half, even though we were on the same campus. I'm like, but I have to work, you know? And I was too young. I was like maybe 19 or 20 at the time. And I should have just said, well, yeah, but if we had sex, be more direct. If we had sex, I might, you'd see me a lot more. But I think I threw that. Like, I just don't have time to argue this right now. I mean, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll see you later, babe. Bye. And now I look at it, it's like, yeah, 10 days without seeing your girlfriend, maybe, like now that's like, oh, but I was like, what's wrong with her? Doesn't she know I'm working? I have shit to do.
See, I think women, now, if I want to get really serious here for a second, I do think women have, if they're doing it right, they have much more to offer than just sex.
Oh, absolutely.
If they're kind, if they're funny, if they're not snarky funny, if they're actually funny, if they're smart, they'll make you a meal from time to time, surprise you with, it's not just the sex. And so if a guy is telling you, well, the only reason I'm with you is because of the sex, then you really need to up your game. And that's what get back to that point that you were making earlier with Jack, was that, and the guy said, yeah, you're just this. And she decided to up her game after hearing that, rather than go cry in a corner. So
what was I going to say? I forgot. My brain is so burnt out with these women.
Move on. I don't like talking about.
I mean, we've beaten it. Hey, gals, go strong into that. Go do your thing. Yeah. Fish bites. Okay. Persian King for another $3 Australian. There's a global push towards communism, Marxism. Well, there always is, because that's human nature. Look, communism is just a euphemism, a pretty name for laziness. That's all it is. And now that we're all moving towards democracy, there's more lazy people than hardworking industrious people, and they're going to vote to take hardworking industrial people's shit. That's it. That's all it is.
The herd is going to herd.
The herd's going to herd.
That's it. That's the whole description and explanation for humanity, in my opinion.
Persian King. I wonder if he's actually Persian. Like, is he from Iran? Here's what I'm talking about. Here's what I'm talking about. Let's say he actually is from Iran. Okay, you got this Iranian Australia. I made it. I'm no longer in a theocracy. Oh, but now road communist president in Victoria. I mean, it's really got to piss these guys off, right?
You would think.
Well, it's got to take a lot to get out of your country if it's a dictatorship or a theocracy, leaving your family back at home, and you make it, and now it's like, oh, we have a whole new world of rules and laws. Like, I know over there you couldn't eat bacon. Okay, you could get by. You're like, oh, I want to eat bacon. All right, welcome to Australia. Oh, but you can't own a gun and you can't leave after 9 p.m. and don't talk to a girl.
It's just a different boot on your neck.
That's just a different boot. How's it feel, Persian King? We got that. He is from Iran. Yep. There he is from Iran.
I like it that, the root of Aryan, the master race Aryan is Iran. That's what apparently.
Well, I've been watching a lot of ancient history documentaries, or listening. I'll convert them to MP3. So I'm learning all about, the Greeks fighting the Persians, and then the Babylonians and the Hittites and the Egyptians. And I'm starting to get a timeline. Oh yeah. And the Romans did this, but then the Visigoths and Goth, and then not the Hittites, the Huns came in. Yeah. So you're starting to, but
how things got to be,
how things got to be, and this group of people went here, and they're all kind of mixed up, but one thing that was interesting is they're talking about what is a race genetically, and it's not the color of your skin, though that is its functional, it's a genome, and the East Indians and the Persians, Middle Easterners, Arabs, you could even say, and Europeans, that's quote unquote the same genetic race. Then if you went to Africa, there's something physically, biophysiologically different about the genome. Like, okay. And then if you go to the Maori and the Aboriginals in Australasia or Oceania, that's it. Yeah. And then Asians are a different gene. Yeah. So it's kind of like, okay, we're just tan. But some people are really tan, and the Norwegians are just not. And, but that's kind of the same.
Yeah, it's definitely, race is definitely more than skin deep. I mean, it's.
Hey, Nonstop Dre in the house for $5. I tried. If the left tried to seize American citizens' guns today, do you think they would succeed, or would they fight back against the government? I think you'd have a lot of people dead. Then the state, whether that's the federal government or state or local governments, would have to decide, are you going to go and arrest those people?
I think they're waiting for drones. That's the drones will change that whole equation. I don't think they could actually convince people to go door to door and seize guns, but if they've got robots, then that's when that would happen.
I think you're going to have a lot of people, because for a lot of guys, that's the last straw. Because
right. That's the hill to die on.
Yeah, that's the hill to die on. And frankly, you keep pushing people. What is it? Sometimes good men throw their shackles away, hoist the flag, and start slitting throats. And I think that's the start slitting throats time, because you keep bashing hardworking people, conservative, libertarian, or entire races or genders, especially men. I think men in general, they're getting mighty sick of this lip and shit. And if you start going after the guns, especially if you're unemployed and you're a young man, oh yeah. I mean, you go have fun with that.
Well, what the left doesn't understand is you do not want the right acting as lawless as you are acting right now. Once the right decides that, oh, I guess the rule of law is dead, you're all dead.
Yeah.
We're still following the law at this point, while the left isn't. And
if
they don't understand. Yeah, they don't understand that they're only existing due to our tolerance, and our tolerance will only go so far.
Yeah, I mean, if it's war, the little word war, like I'm going to go to jail because of what? I'm not a leftist.
Right.
Oh yeah, I'm killing as many. I'm gonna do the Creasy from Man on Fire. How many did you get? I got 7. Or how many did I get? You got 7. You did good, Creasy.
You don't want a lawless society. You don't want a lawless society. Most of the country is red. And there's these, and even these riots, they're just people getting flown around the country. There's still just a very small group of people that are lawless.
No, I understand, but it's no, to answer Dre's question. Yeah, that'd be the beginning of the end. And there'd be a bad times ahead. But I'll be in my little Croatian hut with my pet muskrat fishing for sturgeon in the Adriatic, if there are sturgeon in the Adriatic. DJ Aftershock for $2. I only get 71% reparations. I owe 28% plus 1. DJ Aftershock is only 71% black when he did the 23. Yeah. So he's like bacon. He's like, 3/4. Yeah. Do you feel guilty 28% of this time there, DJ? Yeah. Do you feel like you hate yourself 28% of the time?
28% of the day. It's when he's sleeping, right?
Honest to God, just think about all the time wasted worrying about your damn race. Something as stupid and pathetic as how you were born. Like 2 people fucked that had nothing to do with you. Out you came. And now, gosh, what percent of the American society is like, I'm this gender, or I'm this race, or I have this trait. Like, to get excited about that, I don't wake up like, oh my God, I'm a white male. What does it mean? Oh, I'm like 60% Scandinavian, 18% Spaniard. What does it mean? It's like, means nothing to me today, motherfuckers. Time to do some asshole consulting. Let's kick some ass and go build a house in South Dakota.
Right.
Like, how sad and wasteful of a life is it where you actually obsessed about your fucking race?
It's herd morality.
Like, is there anything better to do? Like, watch TV, go for a walk, eat ice cream? Like, literally, are people doing this all day? Looking at me, is this what they do? Like, oh my God.
What's my skull structure? Hey, how are my eyes shaped?
Oh, all right.
No, everything's racist now. And the only thing you need to know is, for people like us, for Gen Xers, it was drilled into our head to be a colorblind society, right?
Right.
So colorblind. Don't notice race. Don't notice race. And we did. And then they go, well, no, you need to be color conscious now. What? The complete opposite of what we were told. So they don't know.
Big old white dick.
They just know that they're unhappy and they're failures, and they'll find whatever excuse. They're just not willing to look in the mirror. I mean, and that's the herd, and that's on everything. It's not just race. It's everything.
Let's call it traitist, because that's really what it is. Disadvantaged for whatever reason. I'm actually disabled. I have a mental illness I made up. Oh, I think I'm a double-digit sapiosexual, whatever. You guys are wasting your lives and making your lives miserable, worrying about traits you were born with or you claim to have. There is so much more important shit in life going on, like hanging out with your buddies, going out for happy hour, play some softball, play some volleyball, go fishing, raise a family, start a business, go into an academic study. There's so much more important shit than to be navel gazing at traits you were born with, let alone placing and deriving all your life's value from traits.
It's racist is what it is.
I don't know.
It's exactly what they're fighting against. That's what it is.
But it's traitist unto yourself. You're hurting yourself, viewing yourself through traits. Like there's no you at that point. Yeah. If you say I have trait X, and according to society, I am what? Oppressed, deserving of you've now abandoned and abdicated individuality and agency and decision. You might as well not even be a human.
No.
Just go, then run your script, run your programming. What did the government people tell you to do? Oh, you're an American Indian? Well, then you better go X, Y, and Z. It's impossible. White man took away your thing, and now get drunk, have kids you can't afford, and be miserable. It's like, well, why don't you go ride motorcycles or go fishing? And dude, do you know the Indian reservations are in some of the coolest spots in America?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Oh my God. Like I'd be like, I think what you got to do is you got to move them out to like Kansas. So they're like, oh God, this sucks. Jesus, get me back to Utah. But oh man, it's just, that's probably the biggest tragedy in America right now is everyone obsessed about their traits.
Well, most people are mediocre and are failures. And so it's just never enough. Nothing will ever fix that problem. They're looking for a fix. They're looking for an easy fix. And nothing's ever going to fix that you're mediocre and that you're a failure. Only you can do that. Nothing else.
Only you can do that. And that has nothing to do with your gender or how you were born. Nothing. Or who you want to sleep with. DJ Aftershock for $5. Dude, bro, like we just got some American Eats with those huge burgers that falls out when you bite into it while watching the Vikings with Coors Light, man. DJ, email me. Let me know where you grew up Minneapolis-wise. Because he knows the Twin Cities like the back of his hand. $50 for $4. The OJ verdict ruined any hope for Gen Z. OJ Simpson?
For OJ Simpson for Gen X.
Sure, Gen X.
Do you remember that day?
No.
Well, that I came back. My Mexican roommate thought this was hilarious. I came back from
sounds like a TV show. My Mexican roommate, starring Atham.
He was a triple Dan black belt too in Taekwondo.
Cool.
But so I'm coming back from classes after the word came down that OJ Simpson was found not guilty, and all of the celebrations by the melanin mob. And I came back, and I'm not racist. I'm not.
You're not racist.
And I came home and I said, well, I guess I'm racist. That's what might as well. I mean, and so I think that's what he's getting at is that we saw such a clear case of a wrong that was celebrated.
Yeah.
And it did shock my conscience. It did kind of, what? You're celebrating this, that this guy could cut off his wife's head and, cut off her tits and kill her boyfriend. And he got, and you're celebrating that he was set free. This is fucked up.
What's also fucked up is OJ Simpson said hi to the GF because he goes to a cigar lounge I frequent out in Vegas.
No way.
Yes. I've seen him 3 times now.
Oh God.
He is not that tall. I was shocked how short he was. Yeah. I mean, he's not short, but I was like, really? Juice is that small? So, yeah. Let me get up. Rich Goodson for $10. The USA has been good for my life. I happen to be black, born and grew up here. Yeah. The United States has treated everyone pretty well. We have standards of living that are like 5th in the world. And for a large country, we're number 1. I mean, you'll have your protectorates and kingdoms, like United Arab Emirates, princes, like Luxembourg, Liechtenstein, Monaco, Andorra. Those are all places. But this is the best large country you're ever going to have.
Clary.
Yeah.
We are broadcasting our own show.
Yeah.
On the internet. Simulcasting, by the way, at Black Brigade.
With people giving us money.
Could you ever have imagined doing something like this when you were a kid?
Nope.
This is fucking awesome. If people just had the right perspective, we are living in the best time ever, and everybody's fucking shitting on it and ruining it. They're ruining everything over nothing.
Over nothing.
I mean, Scotch. I can just go buy my favorite Scotch.
Scotch, right?
There's all these craft breweries all over the place. Great restaurants. I mean, this.
But look at how miserable American women are. They have everything. Still not happy.
They
Except love.
Accept something important, apparently. And there's the old word. When you hear the word hysteria, look up the root of that word. Look at how it was first used. Hysteria. And it's very specific. And there were certain treatments for hysteria.
All right, I will look this up. I'm unaware.
Okay. You'll like it. It's a little red pill. It's a red pill nugget of wisdom.
We are so close to ending these problems tomorrow. If people would just stop obsessing about traits, be intellectually honest, and be honest with themselves, and you'd be much happier. And if women, and I'm talking women because they make up half the damn population. If they would just do you want to have kids? Yes or no? Do you want to fall in love? Yes or no? Well, then knock it off with the feminist bullshit and go be nice. How hard is that? How hard? And you know what? I've been trying years trying to get America to stop, to do this, to do it, and I'm done now. But it's and it's this close. And I have a feeling that decision is too hard for so many people to make because they're so vested in whatever trail they've gone down that I'll be leaving probably. But just so you guys know, you think we're evil, conservative, libertarian people and we hate this. We're trying to help you people. None of you are happy. You're poor, you're miserable, you're angry. And it's because you've been lied to and you believe the lie. And if you just stopped and had some independent thought, and we're honest with yourself, what do I want? Everybody of every stripe would wake up and not necessarily be happy, but you'd be a lot less pissed off. You're like, whoa, wait, yeah, you're right. This is pretty cool what we got here.
And the amazing thing from my perspective, I've kind of moved way past the whole getting past the lie thing.
Right.
I mean, that started around 2014, 2013, whenever it was. It was shortly after my mom died. I kind of had my red pill, choked it down. But there is so much more to discover. That's the thing, is that once you get past the lie, once those scales fall from your eyes, once you take the red pill, take off the blinders, whatever metaphor you want to use, you realize there is so much more to discover. And you can just get past that petty fucking bullshit, leave it behind, and man, the whole universe opens up.
Of all the things in the world to do, could you imagine being a women's studies professor? How much more of this crap are you going to study? What minutia? Don't you want to learn to golf? I mean, what about learning about geology? Or what about, again, I'd say recommend you get
it's just it's limitless.
And of all the things they spend, I'm like, DJ Aftershock for $2. I'm 1% Native American. I want free credit. Oh, DJ's got the 1% American.
More Native American than what's her name? More than what's her name?
Pocahontas.
Yeah,
Elizabeth Warren.
She's the whitest whiterson ever to ever white.
Whiter, yeah, from Whiteville.
Yeah.
You hear this? The sports ball ratings crashing.
Yeah, it's because of all their. Well, who is that guy's name again?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
No, but they're protesting that guy, right? What was his name?
George Floyd.
Yeah. The people listening at my end.
All right, are we done now? Did the soundbite play?
Oh, Jesus is up on the screen now. It's almost done. It's a long amen. Yes. A long amen.
Okay, so
it's because of that. It's Target Field.
Yeah, Major League Baseball opened this year by kneeling for the anthem and standing for Black Lives Matter, though despite the apparent belief that our sports-starved nation hunger for baseball would outweigh the league's social justice activism, the ratings have been in the basement. According to numbers, baseball has joined the NBA in struggling to get sports fans to tune in and watch games. Sunday flagship baseball down 30%. Now, admittedly, a lot of this I would credit this also to coronavirus. Well, they didn't have a real season.
Well, the funny thing is I'm actually watching the Twins. If they're on, I watch them. I don't know. I like watching baseball.
Okay. All right. And you're like women that shop at Target, Republican women that shop at Target. They got a good deal.
I was looking forward to watching. I'm out in South Dakota. I've basically said I quit, right?
Right.
Moving out here is like, okay, so I'm just going to enjoy my life. And I like watching baseball. And
Okay.
Not like religiously, I'll be
All right,
reading Nietzsche.
Okay. All right.
I read
Go
Nietzsche.
shop at Target. Just go shop at Target while you're at it.
They're not getting any money. I mean, it's already a part of the plan. So
okay. Well, Major League Baseball is down. NBA ratings crash continues. Lakers win Big East least watch game of series.
Wow.
And then NASCAR is also down.
Well, that's the Bubba Watson thing, right? I mean, that was pathetic.
Oh yeah, with the noose.
With the noose, yeah. I mean, pathetic virtue signaling display, and you can't piss off NASCAR fans like that. You can't.
I don't know if you baseball people know this, but for the most part, Major League Sports is a truly diverse group of athletes, genuine good athletes, no doubt about it, the best in their field, obviously, being watched by predominantly fat white guys.
Yes.
And now, dude,
I'm not fat though.
Okay. White guys. Now, don't get me wrong. White guys are cucks. Okay. Most of your suburb guys are the biggest cucks there. Well, I vote Republican, but 100%. The house divided. I understand. Dear you, Major, whatever you want, the money will follow. And we know some cucks who, I'm a Republican. My son is majoring in history. He's fighting himself. Didn't I give you the book Worthless? Well, like hold your mouth, put your balls in your mouth. And I love him. He's a good friend, but I'm honest with it. I'm wondering if, how Stella got her groove back? That show?
Right.
Maybe white men's got their balls back.
Their balls
maybe
dropped.
You're tired of being called a racist when you're not.
Right. Well, I mean, that they tune in to, they're living vicariously and trying to feel more manly by watching other men beat the hell out of each other.
Okay.
I mean, that's what football is.
Is that what it is?
Yes. 100%.
It's not watching the athleticism. Like, dang, that's pretty cool.
No, it is. That's their manly thing to do.
They want to reminisce back of the day when they might have been able to do that in the 8th grade level.
It's just a manly. You drink beer, you have chicken wings, you watch the game, you yell, you scream, you shout, you and all that, and it makes that it's an outlet because they have no other manly outlet in their life.
Well, they could say,
I think
the wife and go play poker,
right? Or anything.
They could join a league and play baseball if they wanted to.
Go split some wood.
That would be our baseball team when I moved to South Dakota. The Wood Splitters.
The Wood Splitters, yeah.
The Wood Splitters. Anyway, we'll see. I'm pretty sure it has mostly to do with the virus going around, that people just aren't watching it. But I'd like to think that maybe white men found their balls. White men got their balls back. He said, no, we're not watching this.
Right.
Now, based on Target having record sales, you all still go shop at Target.
Yeah.
Even though I'm going to say it, Target hates white people. Get it through your fucking head.
There's so many places, though.
They had this thing and this stuff.
There isn't. See, I just recommend just don't spend money. Spend as little money as possible.
We've had that problem. We can't boycott things because we don't spend our money on it.
Because there's almost no place to go. Right. They've basically won, and so what do? Buy nothing, not enjoy your life at all. So just do enough to be happy. You don't do any more than that.
I've cut down where I could.
Yeah.
I've switched things. It was a pain in the ass. I did it, but this is one thing that could, like you Republicans and conservatives out there, which I don't consider myself. I mean, I might vote for you, but I'm a libertarian. But you guys are the biggest group of pussies because I've seen such hypocrisy. Look, this is so simple. You turn off the sports, okay?
Right.
You go to the bar, you say, hey, can you turn off the sports or go to golf or something? Or not fucking, you grow a pair, you have to, can you just not go buy some, can you not watch the sports? Is that possible?
Right.
And we'll see what's more important. You being falsely accused of being a racist or a sexist or whatever, or your sports. Right. And I have a feeling next year when this great merciful Coronachan is gone, we're going to find out.
Well, it's just everything in moderation, right? I mean, there are some people that just all they pay attention to is sports. And that's why we're at where we're at. They wouldn't read the politics page. They just read the sports page. Where's the sports page? And this has been happening for decades, for fucking decades.
Remember AM 1500? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But it's everything in moderation. That's my answer to everything. I mean, you kind of go balls to the wall on some things. Like I think you can eat some carbs every once in a while. Everything in moderation. But
I know.
enjoy some French fries from time to time,
I will. Thank you, Mom.
Are
Why
you
you
sure?
ask me if I want to have it? Yeah.
Are you sure?
Want a cookie? Come on, you need a cookie. Shut the fuck up, woman. Juan Cabrera for $2. I'm black from the waist down. I need reparations. No, you don't. Not if you're black from the waist down, you're fine. The Competent Man for $5. It occurred to me one day that all of us have the power of gods, computers, medicine, electricity, but most act like we can't do anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
No, I agree.
Competent Man comments a lot on the podcast over here.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wait, we got a couple more. Then we're going to have to go because I have a lunch date.
Yeah, you've got, what, 3 minutes, right?
3 minutes. I got it. Don't worry. I'm coming on ahead. DJ Aftershock, $2. I use Ancestry for mine. Way better than 23andMe. All right, cool. I don't really care. I was just ashamed to find out I'm Scandinavian. Scott Lukey for $5. I think Americans are stuck in a system of trying to keep up with the Joneses. There would be less poor people if they didn't do that. My seminar. Did you take that seminar I gave you on minimalism? I gave you the free link.
No, I don't think you sent. Did you send it after I deleted my Facebook account?
Oh, probably then. Okay. All right. Never mind. I'll email it to you. Is it at email.com or gmail.com?
Hey, let's not say anything. It's
No.
I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later.
All right. Okay. Anyway, I got a seminar on minimalism. It launches September 25th. You can sign up for it then, and the enrollment period goes from then to the September 30th, and then it closes.
Okay.
If you sign up on the 30th, you still have access to the class, even though the enrollment closes. You can still access it for 45 days. It is $499. Right? If you are trying to keep up with the Joneses, which most people here are not, but if you're new to the show, you're having trouble with your finances, yes, take that fucking class. And if you're interested, email me. I'll put my email in the thing. It's capcapitalism@yahoo.com, not captaincapitalism@yahoo.com. Cap, C-A-P-T, the abbreviation for captain. Email me if you're interested in that, and I'll put you on a list. And then when it's launched, I'll email everyone. It's not going to be an email list. I'm not selling the emails to anybody. I don't play that way. But yes, most Americans are stuck trying to keep up with the Joneses because they have nothing else in life but having the newest SUV.
I like to say, don't keep up with the Joneses because the Joneses are fucked. I mean, the Joneses are the ones that are poor. They're house poor or whatever. And if you just have the right perspective, nobody's poor in this country. Period.
No one.
Nobody.
Nonstop Dre, $5. I've had to ask people what it was like being black in the Marines. I just look at them funny with a confused face and tell them I'm just an American. Dre's got to throw so many people for a loop.
There you go. Awesome.
And then Al Cortez, 173 for $5. Sports used to be an escape from the world's problems. Now you're reminding constantly about BLM, COVID, and SJW causes with messages on jerk. Yeah. Same thing with movies. It's just kind of like
they're messing with unconditional love. People who watch sports unconditionally love their sports teams, and when you start fucking them over, you're messing with that equation.
Do I ride off-road bikes from Robert Flores? If so, which do you like? I do not. I do road bikes, both pedal and motorcycle.
I don't either.
Yeah. And the only time I crashed my motorcycle was going off-road with a street bike, which you shouldn't do. All right, that's it. You want to promote your stuff one last time?
Yeah, one last time. If you lieutenants could kindly go to the Black Brigade page on YouTube. You can get through it via blackbrigade.org as well, but you can search on YouTube, get to the Black Brigade, and please do subscribe. I do a morning podcast every morning, live stream, going over the news just to see what's burning now in our Let It Burn philosophy. The coffee's good, Schadenfreude. So if you could hit the subscribe, I would appreciate it. And yeah, tune in if you'd like to. It'll be at about 8 a.m. every morning now, maybe 7:45 after the kids are at school. So
good. And this episode of we got brought to you by Bachelor Pad Economics. Go buy that book for all you youngins out there. And then How Not to Become a Millennial, written by me, published by Vince Barrick. Take a look at that there. Let us read the Great and Merciful Coronachan prayer.
Okay.
Dear Great and Merciful Coronachan, thank you for your non-sentient and zero fucks given truth, the teeth and threats that have been missing so much in the real world that are yet necessary for us to value life Acknowledge truth and love our fellow man. May your nature continue to expose the evil and parasitic among us, the lazy and those that put themselves above all others, our slave masters who have kept us enslaved, teachers who could be replaced by YouTube, and the stupid and unprepared who ride for toilet paper when there is none. Bless us, O great Coronachan, and reward us, specifically those of us who are smart enough to have a 1 month supply of toilet paper and who stocked up on 5.56 ammo as a matter of basic insurance policy. And may thine blessings come in the form of lower acid prices, less boomers, less traffic, cheap gas, and near-free airline flights in thy name, Wuhan, Wuhan, amen. Do you want to take us out appropriately?
Yes, I will. I think you say toodles. And then what I will do